about that? And we are back from the intro, I guess. What is up, chat? How y'all feeling this? Yeah. What are y'all? How y'all doing today? You know, chat. I want to see some fucking rocks in the chat. That's the kind of day we're having today, right? Anyway, what's today? August 3rd. Oh, we're almost done with another month of the year because we're speed running 2021 this year, I think. So, and we're great on time, which is good. What else? We got a holiday coming up as well as of this recording. We got Labor Day. Where's the cat? Says, yeah, baby. One of the cats will come up, believe me.
No, that's a good question. She's probably sitting upstairs with my mom.
How's she doing, by the way?
She's doing a lot better. It's getting a little bit easier to move around and stuff, but, you know, just got to get over that last little hump.
Gotcha.
She'll probably go home.
Gotcha. That's good news. I like that. How you doing, man? How your training going? I know you're trying to eat, but
it's going well. This Friday they're doing a special seminar. Some BJJ black belts coming in. And he's going to teach for an hour and a half or something.
Ooh.
Now, what does BJJ stand for?
Yeah.
Brawless Jonah Jameson.
Let's go. A Brawlic Jonah Jameson? Let's go.
He said Brawless.
I don't know what Brawless means, so I just replace it with Brawlic because I know what Brawlic means.
No, Brawless.
Oh, Brawless. Oh, I thought he meant like BROLIS or something, and I'm like, I don't know what that is. Y'all looking good this week. Beard game strong. Shirts looking clean and pressed. Hey, we're out here to put on a show for y'all. Whether you're here for the laughs, for the cringe, for the visual appeal. I mean, we're gonna hit you on one of those fronts. Our vast knowledge of entertainment business, like, you know, one of those we're gonna hit you with. So we're here.
I'm an astronomer.
Brian's an astronomer. Like, how many astronomers do this chat know? Right? Joe says, cat is here, taking the week off. The cam needed a fucking breather, lol. Yeah. Choir boy cut lower left. Let's go. I mean, he's looking fresh with it. He just came from working out, so. You're lower left on mine. So he's talking about your glossy do.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I mirrored yours, except for Randall.
Yeah, because
Randall, you know, hates me.
The OnlyFans one.
We can't, now that I installed NDI Tools 5, so I can send you his cam directly to you if you have an NDI client, and then that way you can add it as a window.
Anthony.
Yeah.
Anthony.
It's
your internet can't handle that. Okay, let's be honest here.
I know, but I mean, we have that as an option if we want to experiment with it, right?
Get your setup popping, Randall. Damn, Jackie.
Shoot. Randall has a lot to talk about this week. You know what I'm saying? He watched both Happy Death Day movies. He saw Matthew McConaughey be weird, right? Like, it's... I'm going to start with Kelsey after he's done eating then. Because that boy watched Jungle Cruise. I want to see if he's got a wild take like last time where he's just like, you know? But it's The Rock. I think you love The Rock, right? Yeah, so I'm okay. I'm not going to get hit with...
cooking, though?
Sometimes. Anyway, what was I going to tell you guys? I guess nothing, right? If I don't remember, not important.
That we're the best podcast you've ever had.
I mean, yeah, I think I've said that on the podcast multiple times. I think I say it too much that we drop the person. Like, Nick doesn't want to hear this anymore. He's like, oh, this guy's fucking annoying. Like, you know? Oh, shit.
I do love that the couple of weeks that I wasn't here, your podcast lasted like an hour and a half.
Yeah. It was like sometimes 2 hours. Like, it was rare. It was 2 hours. But we just came in here, did our shit, and I bounced.
There's no, you know, Brian's not on the ball with the social commentary, color commentary, whatever it is.
I think it's color commentary, right? That sounds right.
Color commentary.
Well, I mean, I go on the rants the least here. I don't repeat content.
Technically, Randall goes on the rants the least. Let's be honest here.
Yeah, he's got you beat there. Those are facts. Those are hard facts.
I speak more than him, and my speech to rant ratios is less.
Oh, well, nothing gets you riled up. There's a lot of stuff that gets me riled up. There's some stuff that gets Kelsey riled up, And Randall has some
Well,
stuff that gets him riled up too.
It's the same ones. Anytime Stadia is mentioned, we get Anthony's entire
Because
thesis.
I don't know when a Google Stadia employee listens to one of these episodes, I want to make sure I'm ready, right? They'll know everything I don't like. I want them to improve on because I love the fucking platform, but I need them to improve because they are too far behind. Look what you did, Brian. You see where we started.
I'm just saying, you could do better.
Shoot. Did you hear that, Brian, by the way? I think it's like Slimy featuring Drake. Where Drake's part's like good and then Slimy's like whatever.
Oh, yeah, I've heard that. And I was like, I don't know who signed off on this. But
Yeah. Javi said, I bought a Pixel phone. Tell him to make Stadia worth using. Talk about it, dude. Let me know how that is.
Pretty sure my stream has been, the last 8 minutes has just been muted because the desktop audio was set to default, but it wasn't picking up anything and the mic wasn't doing anything either.
That's happened to me. What was it? I think last week's Overcooked stream that I did, my mic wasn't being recorded. Everyone on Discord was being heard. I'm just talking to no one on the stream. So that
But
messed
it wasn't an ADLR podcast or stream. It was everybody else.
Yeah, it was like everyone else was talking, and I'm like, okay, well, I can't use this footage for YouTube.
You should just go back and dub over it.
Right? I don't remember what I said. Give up on Stadia, bro? Absolutely not. Are you kidding me? I still use it
We
to
all
this
know
day.
it's a garbage platform.
It's there's no support, unfortunately. It's the thing. The thing
Not
that
even within the company.
for real, they're like, oh, we're not making games for it anymore. What I want is to marry what Xbox is doing with Stadia's tech, and that'd be fantastic. The Xbox doesn't have the latency tech yet. Google has it, but Game Pass has the library. Which,
Do you know who has the best latency?
Which
Skullgirls.
Talk about it, dude. Brian, you're up.
Look, all I'm saying is they said that at the end of this month, allegedly, we're getting the alpha for the next character umbrella.
Oh, that's
It's
right.
literally the last day. Where is it? You know, I'm not mad because another character in the game is still alive after 9 years. You know, flex. Not all games do that.
That's
Mortal
true.
Kombat.
Oh, Brian, no, but you said one more day. Tomorrow's the 31st.
This 31st?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
You still have one more day.
All right, so take everything else I said out, but you can keep the jab at Mortal Kombat in there.
Did they announce anything yet? Like the next Injustice or anything?
Something they said was apparently because their partnership with WB, they don't know what the hell's gonna go on with it, so
Oh,
they're gonna prioritize another Mortal Kombat.
that makes sense because maybe
Precisely.
it might be like a licensing thing. Maybe they didn't renew the license
Well,
for the IP.
The thing that's annoying to me is before, when MK11 was like slowing down, they said the next IP is something new, or the next release is a new IP,
Oh,
and then they say, yeah, we're gonna prioritize Mortal Kombat instead of Injustice.
well, because maybe their new IP didn't pan out, or they don't know what to do with it yet. So they're like, we're
My
Remember-
guess
go ahead.
is, or not my guess. That's not how I want to start the sentence. I'll take another Mortal Kombat as long as the Marvel rumors are fake.
Oh, okay. You don't want them handling a Marvel fighting game.
No.
Did any of you guys try the Marvel mobile game that came out? Future.
Future Revolution.
Is it any good?
It feels like what Avengers should have been.
What?
The way it plays. Yeah. The only complaint is it's only on mobile. But if they port this to Steam, I'm installing it immediately.
Is it controller support or do you have to use the touchscreen?
I haven't tried yet.
Oh my god!
You pick a character.
Uh-huh.
It's not just the Avengers too. So you can pick Spidey, who I picked obviously.
Yeah.
Black Widow, Storm, Doctor Strange.
What about Doom?
No Doom.
Damn
It's
it!
heroes.
Oh,
But the premise of it is multiverse stuff.
which like from the comics? Like we're doing?
It seems like it's comics, and I think they're doing their own shit. So
Oh,
like,
okay.
they start with you fighting a version of MODOK, and then a bunch of other MODOKs come out, and then you find out something's going. The story before I started skipping was that something's causing all the different multiverse Earths to combine into one.
That's Secret Wars. Yeah, is this combined? Is they crash into each other and explode and die?
So not. They didn't say the explode and die part, but they're saying basically all the other universes are merging.
Oh, so no one. Okay, because the one in Secret Wars is the planets are going to collide and explode, so they start blowing each other's planets up before it happens.
Okay. I don't think that's the case here,
Okay,
but
so they
I
modified a
haven't
bit.
gone far.
That's weird. Okay, that way you
Yeah,
keep
I
the
mean,
other versions of the characters, so that
it
makes
plays,
sense.
It plays like you use your stick. There's a basic attack and then skill buttons, and then the gear that you put on. There's two sets of it. There's like enemies you put onto your body, like a squad or something. I don't know how they explain it, but that it's like another just set of numbers they add to you. And
Okay.
then costumes, and every time, kind of like DCU, whenever you get a new item and you haven't had that aesthetic, you can just go to customize and pick how you want to look.
Oh, I like
And
that.
it's a free transmog on the phone one. You know, it just feels nice.
I have to try it then.
The only reason I haven't played it as often is just because I don't like that thing. But
That's why I asked
the
for
idea is
controller
cool.
support, because I have you've seen it, the adapter for the phone. So if they had that,
Yeah,
that'd be great. I have to check it out
I
then.
mean, the idea of it, once it gets to Steam, I'm installing it immediately.
They said it's getting to Steam?
I don't know, but in my heart, it's
Oh.
going to Steam.
Gotcha. That's fair. Shoot. All right. I don't know where you guys want to start. I got 2 things on my list because I was busy playing Psychonauts 2 this weekend, which I ran credits on. So flex.
Say time.
Yeah. It took 8 hours, 9 hours.
Straight.
No, I play Saturday and Sunday. Anyway, but that's without a lot of side missions. I did some of them, but then I'm like, let's keep it going. I guess I can start on that, right? Just to get it out of the way.
Hey, Anthony, talk about Psychonauts 2.
Oh, I'm glad you asked, Randall, about Psychonauts 2. So here we go. Psychonauts 2, 25,000 years after the first game was released, right?
Mm-hmm.
Not really. It was like, what, 19 years or something? Anyway, they announced it back on Fig, which is Double Fine's version of Kickstarter, which was supposed to be different, where you invest in it, and depending on how much you invest, you get a return on it. I backed it, but I didn't back enough so I can invest in it. So I just got a code. I backed it enough to get a free code of the game when it comes out. So they made do.
They do. They do
That's-
what it is.
Yeah, they do what it is with it. They gave me a free code, so I played it on Steam. Psychonauts 2 takes place literally the day after the first game ends. So while it's been 19 years for us, it's the day after. But they did a really cool thing, and since they know it's been forever, they did a previously on Psychonauts, and they have this literally the whole game story animated in their style, like a couple more cutouts and stuff coming out in a very fancy, like funny way, and it catches you up of what happened and the events in the first one, and then and the next day happens.
Okay.
They take you to the main base where the Psychonauts operate, which is the Mother Lobe, by the way. And you meet one of the head people there. And you're not actually an official Psychonaut. They let you into the intern program where you meet other classmates, and they all have their own shit, like their own psycho powers, etc. Then the story begins from there. I don't want to spoil it because the game does a really good job with narrative, writing, and
Pizza.
comedic timing, and pizza. Like, really well. And unless you hate puns. If you hate puns, you're going to hate this game. Because that's a lot of the shtick. Which is, they do really good stuff with it. Character arcs are there. Where it exceeds again is how they handle mental health issues, like the minds. They made enemies out of the things in your head, like sensors. There's regret as an enemy. There's what else? Something else that holds you back. Was it regret? I forgot the names of it, but there are actual things in like fear. I don't think they have fear as one of the enemies. Damn it! Again, this is the context is I this is binging the game, so it's like cramming the test before the last day, and then now when I'm asked what did you learn, I'm like, Psychonauts is mind stuff, and that's it. So so yeah, they expanded upon the enemies. All of them make sense within that lore because they all have to do with the psyche. Shout out to the transitions in this game. They are Adventures of Tintin level. They're done very well. You'll go from one scene to another, especially if you're in someone's head. They'll transition in a way I'm like, oh, that's really well done. In a way where I'm like, okay, like you'll zoom in on an egg for a little bit, zoom back out, and you're a completely different place. You'll jump out of a book, and it's Raz holding the book you just jumped out of, giving it to someone in a way. It's just very smooth and clever ways to transition from one scene to another if it is a scene. That being said, just like the first one, each person's mind you jump in is different because everybody's different and everyone has their own regrets, fears, whatever the case is that haunt them, or things that they have locked away because they're too terrified to face it. Each with their own bag. Everyone has their own baggage as well. So that makes an appearance here, just like in the first game, and just like the first one, they do a fantastic job of showing everyone's backstory, whether it's really dark or it's kind of like, yeah, Brian, or it's just like run up the mill, like, oh, okay, I kind of see what's going on here. They added 2 mental connection, 2 or 3 new psi abilities, which is mental connection, which I thought was probably one of the coolest ones to do, because you'll enter a level where someone, I guess, has an association with 2 different things, like risk. I don't want to risk something because they can end with my death. And now more subjects come up, and you have to now try to picture, we need to change their perspective of life or of money to mean something else. Like, money needs to be like, when I associate money, it means, I can risk, like the reward is worth the risk. And you start like connecting different verbs together to make them change their outlook on life in their head. I know it's weird to explain it, but once you see it in effect, it's like, that's pretty clever. And that move is used in combat to either pull the enemies towards you, or you pull yourself to another enemy if they're too heavy. So it's cool to do, like, whoop, I hit my mic, combos if you could. Like, you can knock someone out, bring them back a bit if you can, or fly to them and then do some like other hit if you can. What was the other one? Clairvoyance was there before, which was like, no, clairvoyance is the one where, the subscription while he's on the podcast. Can this guy do anything else at the same time? This man's the multitasker. We got to talk about that last one a bit.
Oh my God.
We found out who it was, and I'm like, I was kind of disappointed, to be honest.
Yeah,
honestly. I was too. Like when we found, like, don't get me wrong, I think we'll get into it.
We'll get to it. Yeah. And Brian too. Both of them was subscribing live on television. What was I talking about? Psychonauts too. Sorry. Mental connection. Clairvoyance is a lot of the powers you still have. Like clairvoyance is basically you go into somebody's mind and you see how they see the world. There's this guy who you clairvoyance, and all he sees is flying bacon in front of him the entire time.
So he's the pyro.
Yeah, it's just fucking bacon. It's great. I forgot the other ones. Oh my God, you get mental connection.
You get the pyro one, don't you? Is there a fire one or something?
Oh, time warp, where you slow things down.
Hold on.
Go for it.
You do something and then it slows it down?
Yeah, you shoot something out. Like it's like
it slows down the world or something specific?
No, whatever you're aiming at. Yeah, like if it's like a spit, like a propeller, you can slow the propeller down to a point where you can actually get through it.
Does a sound play when you do this?
Yeah, just like a little ticking sound and it go whoop, and that's it.
When it hits, what's the sound? Whoop. That's the sound?
Yeah, not exactly, Brian, but it's just a confirmation hit, like a whoop, and then you see the visual effect of it, like slowing down. And
when you did this, did you quote any specific?
Yeah, I was like the world. I think it's in recording. I saw
counting as you're walking.
I didn't. I failed you. I didn't do that. I don't think I did. I did say the world, but I don't think I said Symbiokeka. I don't think I did that. But then again, it's a blur, but a good blur of me just recorded playing it. What else? They added a thing called pins, where you invest Psytanium, and you can equip up to 3 pins that either change your abilities up, like the time warp will now speed things up if you wanted to. Something one of them can give you an extra. Excuse me. Can change the effect of some of your abilities. You can level up your abilities with the Psytaniums, like an extra hit for the melee, the levitation stuff. You can jump higher or whatever the case is. Clairvoyance gives you like a brief moment of invulnerability. Time warp lasts longer, a bigger area. things like that. That's pretty much all. I think all you can do with the Raritanium, and buy items like a bigger pouch for your healing items if you need to buy it, which you probably don't because I didn't really need to, and I don't remember there being a difficulty setting, which is something I got to prop them for. They designed it like classic design, like you'll learn as you play and you'll get better as you play and you'll figure it out, just like in the first one. Because I don't remember the first one having a difficulty setting either.
I don't either.
Yeah, so the first, just like that, no difficulty setting. You go in there and you'll figure out how hard it is. You'll know what you're supposed to be doing, not supposed to be doing. There's no scaling. Like there's no, you do like plus 10 damage or something. The enemies are designed as they are. There's small sensors that take like one hit, medium-sized sensors that has a health bar. You got to do some combos, whatever. You set them on fire, whatever the case is, to like dot them. Dot, to those who don't know, is like damage over time, just in case new viewers or listeners. Anywho.
Are there difficulty levels? I don't know if you just said this.
There's not. There's no difficulty levels, which is I give them props for, because that means they took the time to design the levels appropriately. So near the end, it gets a bit more difficult. Boss battles get a little more difficult / frustrating, but we'll get to that. What else? I don't know what else they added from the first. Oh, I don't remember in the first game there was a dodge, like a dash, like dodge.
I don't remember.
Like a roll, but they added that now, which I have my one gripe on that. And I want to open it to you guys. When you hit the dodge button in the game, what do you expect to happen? Just a dodge button, not dodge in the side. Just dodge. Backward. Brian says backwards. Kelsey.
I don't know. I'm kind of mixed. Like forwards or backwards. Like
okay.
I think a majority of the games that I've played, if you hit it, it goes backwards.
Okay, Randall. If you hit a dodge button in the game without the sides, what do you expect to happen?
Without the sides,
like if you like playing Batman and stuff, and you roll to the right and the left because you're to the sides, like roll to the right and then you hit like, was it circle? Was it right and circle on Batman? For the roll? Yeah, right. Which would be B in Xbox.
I thought it was one of the trigger buttons.
Or maybe it was. But that aside, what would you expect to happen if you didn't press or you didn't?
So you can only go forwards and backwards, is what you're saying?
No, I'm asking, what do you expect to happen when you hit the button?
If you just press dodge, you don't press any directions with it.
In a video game, like, okay, you learn, this is the dodge button, and you hit left and right, and like, it dodges left and right. Now, when you stand still and hit dodge, what do you expect to happen?
To be honest, I don't expect him to move anywhere. I expect him to do a dodge animation.
Like standing? Like a standing duck? Like a duck? Okay.
That's why I said it depends on the direction of the game. Because if it's 2D and you're going from left to right, then I expect the opposite direction of where you're facing.
Uh-huh.
But if it's
backwards.
If it's a 3-dimensional game, then if there's no direction with the dodge button, then I expect him to do a dodge animation. Not move any direction.
Okay, because that's possibly like Smash Bros. But Smash Bros is downward because it's side scrolling. He doesn't move or dodge in Psychonauts 2.
When you hit the dodge button.
Yep, he just sits.
So you have to do a combination of dodge and the direction.
In the direction. Otherwise, you stand there.
That's weird.
Which I thought that there's a little. That's going to be this review is a lot of small things like that where I'm like, thank you for designing it like it was back in the day, but there's some stuff you needed to modernize. Second thing about dodging, which I liked, which was if you dodge forward at an enemy, you collide with the enemy, and now your dodge is fucked. So you can't just like roll through people like Dark Souls and stuff.
That's bullshit.
No, I know. I know I know the Souls community be like, what? That's dumb. I think I like that because it grounded a little more. Like you have to keep aware of where you're at. So if like there's no enemies to your right, you got to dodge to your right. I think that makes more sense, right?
I think they do that. Not totally like that, but something similar happens in what was the Star Wars game we played?
Oh, Force Unleashed. No, not Force Unleashed. Yeah. I'm sorry, Jedi. Fallen Order.
Fallen Order. You don't. It doesn't necessarily fuck up your roll, but you don't move. You don't like go through them. You kind of hit them and just roll right there.
Oh no, this one you don't
I'm
roll.
pretty
like,
sure.
This one you'll animate like, oh fuck, like my bad, like you collided with them, and then you'll get punished for that because they'll hit you right away.
If it were me,
Mm-hmm.
and I incorporated like rolling, I'd make them collide like that game, but I would do it in a way that Dark Souls uses the parry button or Bloodborne uses the gun. If they're about to hit and you roll into them, you like tackle them and you stagger them. Is how I would do it.
Oh, okay, like a stun, but like a
Yeah.
brief like stun window. Okay, I guess that can be used tactically too. So that's that. There's the coin there. I liked a little bit of what they did there, and then there was times where I was just hitting the dodge button to go backwards because I'm just used to that in the games I played. Like when you hit it, he would go backwards automatically to my memory. Anywho, what else did they add? It's different. The dodge thing was added, and then a visual upgrade. The game looks great. The art style, depending on the mine that you go into, the art style changes slightly, with one of them being super different because it's like supposed to be like a 70s thing and everyone's high and stuff. Like it's psychedelic and the art style changes drastically and it looks really cool. So it's a huge facelift from the first game, which is great because again, Unreal Engine made, so everyone's.
Do you have, if you were to like side by side all the ones from the first game and then this one, are there ones in the second game that you think are better than the first? Like, if whatever your favorite is in the first game, compare the ones to the ones in the second game, and does the second game trump the first?
The Mind one. There's this a food game show that I'm already smiling because it's just so dumb. It's funny, dumb. Like it's a cooking show where you have to. I don't want to spoil that much, but basically you're in somebody's mind, and it's a cooking game show, and you have to cook the audience because they're all ingredients.
You cook the audience.
Because they basically 3 judges and they're like, oh, make this dish, and they tell you what the dish is, like made of the ingredients, and they're in the crowd, so you have to grab the crowd members, and some of them you have to chop, so they're like about to get chopped, hype, just like chop me, and then you cut like pork into like bacon slices, and they're just still going at it, like it's so dumb.
This isn't like that. What was that Seth Rogen movie about the food?
Sausage Party. No.
Yeah, it's not like Sausage Party where they're like, "Oh my god!"
It's the opposite.
They're like, "Fucking do it! Let's do it!"
Yeah, like they can't wait to participate in this game show. And the puns in that level, fantastic, man. There's other levels too that are really cool. Like, you guys remember Ford Cruller? The old dude that he summons with the bacon.
The sergeant boss?
No, that's Oleander. The sergeant's Oleander.
Oh, the old guy that's in that like lab.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
This is part. He's a huge part of this story. So you get his arc. His mind is shattered technically because you can tell by the first game he's like a crazy person. One of the arcs is putting his mind back together. And each section is like dark. Like this game gets dark halfway through it, and you see the history of all the people who established the Psychonauts. So there's a lot of like backdrop of the history, and I'm like, excellent. Again, narrative done really well. So his levels are really cool.
Okay.
Who else? There's a lot of really good levels because again, transitions are done well with the tech they have now. Transitions between certain levels and like you're jumping. They use a lot of the more recent tech that we saw in what's the game I played that I love? Superliminal, where like they mess with perspective and stuff, and like there's like a little box, but you can walk through as a whole different level, or like if you go in a circle, but you're going in different locations, it's like optical illusions stuff. When you're in the mental worlds, they fuck with you, and it's done really, really well.
Is it a good kind of fuck with you?
Yeah, man. Like going to the mental stages is really fun. Go for it.
Did you talk to James and Elise's characters?
Yes, they're part of the main story, so you have to talk to them, and theirs was really funny. But you can tell that that's the bad side of that is you can tell that they were recorded like they weren't in a vocal booth, right?
Mm-hmm.
So yes, they're acting, and you're like, okay, that kind of sounds like Elise, that sounds like James, but it's not that they do a bad job of putting them in it. It's just it sounds like they were just at the computer. I don't know if I'm conveying that well, but it's not
professionally recorded.
Yeah, like I can tell like they were just chilling, right? Which is not a bad thing. They did great.
Is
I
there
like
a lot
them.
of that in that game, or is it just them that you remember stood out?
No, there's that one stood out because I know them, like not know them personally, but like I've heard them on YouTube over and over with their equipment, and it sounds like the equipment they use, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where the other one, there was other ones that sounded like they were mixed too loud, positioned on the camera, they were like too loud and like or not loud enough because they were far away. And I'm like, that's it, just off putting, but it's not a huge deal. That's nitpicking shit. That's whatever. Again, the comedy was great. Writing is great. There's platforming in this, which is really fun. In some of these levels. What else? I think that's all the good parts. I think that's it. If not, now on to what I didn't like. Everyone here's familiar with the rule of 3, right?
You get
Rule of
3
three?
things, you can
Yes.
only have 2.
No, like in game design, you
Oh,
do everything
okay,
3
yeah.
times.
Oh yeah. I like it and hate it all at the same time.
Well, okay, well, Kelsey, get ready. That is my biggest gripe with this. There's a lot of stuff that I felt was just stretched because of it. Instead of peppering that rule in here, almost everything is, I need to go find 2 or 4 of these, 2 to like almost everything. Crawler's arc, you have to do 3 of parts of his mind to do it. So it's 3 other full levels. There was just too much of that. Like, oh, I gotta go do 3 times. Do this 3 times. Go talk to these 3 go in these 3 mines to get 1 of each of those things. Go fetch 3 of the, like, there was a lot of that in the main story. So I was like, and again, that might be different for people who are like taking breaks and not binging it like I was. Because after a few hours of doing the same thing, you're like, okay, this is getting, like, hurry it up. Second thing, Kelsey, when you get hey, you're about to do this mission, you should probably go and finish up everything before you do this. What do you expect is happening after that?
You beat the game.
Yeah, either you beat the game or you hit the point of no return. Because like in Final Fantasy, the final disc, a lot of the Final Fantasies, they're usually like 3 or 4 discs, and at a certain point, it's like after this point, you can't go back and do anything. Like Mass Effect, when you hit the
suicide mission.
that one spot where it's like, if you want to do anything else, go fucking do it, because after this, that's it. And then usually there's like a length of things that you have to do, or it's the final boss. Like
twice in this game, it gives me that prompt. Both times, hours of gameplay afterwards.
Well, I mean, I think they did something like that in the Fire Emblem game, didn't they? Where the 3 houses, where it was like, hey, if you do this, it's going to be a while before you can do anything. They've done it actually in a couple of games.
Okay.
I think Final Fantasy X too. Where
in
you
10?
Like,
what in 10? I thought 10. Okay. In 10,
remember. I think the newer Fire Emblem does that if you pick the red house to side with, because there's a point where you have to make an actual decision, and then after that is the rest of the game. Fable 2 did it where there's a time skip, you get imprisoned, and it's like, but you don't know that obviously, but it's like, you sure you want to do this? The world is going to move forward without you, essentially.
Oh, shit.
And this quest you can't do anymore, because, like, there's this, like, some type of church that if you don't do a certain side mission to save them, so that you can buy the thing later for an achievement that I didn't get because I didn't know this, you go back after being imprisoned, the church is run down. You can't do anything with it.
Oh, wow.
It's like, well, that was the only building I needed to buy so I could get an achievement that said you bought everything.
And then you fucked yourself. Yeah. I'm not used to that. So when this thing hit me the first time, I'm like, holy shit, this game is short, because it wasn't that far into the game. And it's like, hey, you should finish up anything you need to do. Excuse me, I'm a little gassy. Before moving on. And I'm like, really? Like, this is it? So I do it, and I'm like, oh, okay. And it was a big moment in the story. So I'm like, it's going to end here? Are they going to make a third game? Because it would have ended weird if it ended where it ended. So I'm like, okay. And then it kept going and going and going. And I'm like, I guess it's not over. Why did they even prompt me that? And I was able to go still visit stuff afterwards. So I don't know why they...
Were any of the side stuff locked to you after?
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask.
Maybe, because I didn't check all the side stuff. I just checked my my journal to see what was still there. And what was from the side stuff I claimed, it was still there. So that was weird. And then they claim, and then the second time they did it, I'm like, not this again. But that was further on in the game, so I'm like, this might be it. But then I after that prompt, I went into like 4 other mines to then get to the final boss, and I'm like, what's?
It sounds weird.
I
don't know why.
Yeah.
You sure it wasn't one of those where they were like, hey, you should do other stuff now because it's going to be a while before you can go and explore.
Perhaps. I don't remember the verbiage verbatim, so it could have been that, and I just misread it, but that threw me for a loop. Again, not a huge knock. It's just, that was just weird. What else I didn't like? Some animation, like collision boxes, threw me for some crazy fucking loops. One of the bosses throws a like snake-like creature at you that's made out of water, right?
That's no snake, honey.
So, and it starts off like this, and it just waves at you. Sorry, audio listeners, but it like not waves at you. It like slides towards you, slithers towards you.
Serpentines.
It gets to a certain point, like distance, obviously, simple vector math, and then goes, "Oh, I can dive at him." Dives, on hitting the ground, it turns into like a splash, like an AOE. Correct?
Okay.
Now, mid-air, I dodged to the side, Randall. He hasn't even hit the ground yet. I'm over here, hit. I'm like, that was me. First, I think that there's recordings of me going, okay, I think I messed up. No. There's times where I see him and I go backwards. And when he hits the ground, I don't see the splash yet. And it says I got damaged. And then the splash comes up. I'm like,
maybe you have to jump. Like you can't be on the ground when he hits the ground.
It could be, but I would imagine they would show a visual of.
Not all the time.
You know what I'm saying?
Sometimes in games I can't think of the top of my head, but I know there's games I played where like there's no visual cue that you need to jump every time they impact the ground, or else you take damage.
For me, I see
There's
it as
examples I know is fighting games. When does this fall multi gear, and then Big Band when he does the footstool for the kick drum, you have to get the fuck off the ground and you're falling.
For me, because there's another enemy, I forgot what his name is. He holds like the regret or something, like a huge stone, and he drops it. Another visual icon comes up like, oh, this is the area. Okay. I'm clearly out of that area, and it's like damage, and I'm like,
wait, so
what?
Did the issue you're having happen every time or just 2 times?
No, it happened often. I don't know how many times exactly. Okay. Again, it's recorded. That's going on live sometime this week because the full playthrough is like 8 hours long. What game are you guys talking about? Psychonauts 2. Again, those are small like collision box things that I'm like, okay, that's weird. There's another level where it like hides platforms that you need to be on. It's like timed and it hides the platform, etc. And I can visually see me not hitting the water, and it's like you got hit in the water, and I'm like, no. At first, I'm like, okay, maybe I messed up and my foot hit the water, right? So here's a ledge, correct? Sorry, audio listeners, this is going to be a very visual explanation. Bam. Right here, water level's like to here, right? Where my thumb is, correct?
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Raz is like this big. So if I hang on to this, he can't touch the water, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Fucker, I grabbed that ledge and just waited there, and it's like, oh, the water got you. I'm looking at the water. I can dangle my feet, my guy. How did it hit me? It was weird. Yes. Like there's a bunch of.
You clearly saw that it wasn't touching and heard that it wasn't touching and still got hit.
And got hit. And that one didn't happen often. That happened like in one level. It might have been like, again, a weird collision. Like it wasn't aligned right. I don't know what the hell it is. That only happened once. But again, I'm nitpicking here because there's only some stuff after binging the game that I'm like,
after
please.
Bitching the game.
Yeah. After what?
After bitching the game.
Bitching the game, yeah. You just get irritated with. Oh, and the last one. This is just for me because I play games on easy. Okay, but for the guy, you guys are going to be okay with this. Bosses. No matter how fucking low of health they have, you will start from the beginning of the fight.
What context? Like you died?
Yes.
Okay.
But this is a game that does like cutscenes in between to start phases. So you'll start a different phase of the fight, but when you die, you start from the beginning. And I'm like, No.
Are the other cutscenes skippable?
Yes, that's not a problem. I enjoy that because I can quickly skip through the cutscene, so it's fine. So, do you like Dark Souls? I like playing Dark Souls co-op because it's fun to play with people and they can carry you, and it's just I just like walking around in Dark Souls because it looks pretty. So that one again, I was irritated because I was recording it, so I'm like, I died. I got to do all of this over again, right? So that's just a me thing. Not a huge down for that, but it suffers from the same problem. It does. Like Dark Souls does not forgive you. Like even if when you're saving your progress, you have to sort of restart the enemies. But something I learned from watching like Johan play or Kroby in the chat play and Kelsey play Dark Souls is like you don't have to fight everything. Like you can kill them once and you can maneuver your way through Dark Souls levels in a way where you look like a fucking football player. Just nope, and until you get to the boss.
Yeah.
It's a different type of game in a way once you learn those mechanics. Which I guess are there's mechanics. Those are my biggest gripes, I guess, is they beat the rule of 3 over to the point where I'm like, I feel like they're stretching. Not stretching the content. It's just it felt like the pacing was getting ruined by it. Because they'll build up to like the last part of the narrative, and it's like, oh, but before we continue that, go and do this stuff they had to do 3 times. That's when it starts feeling like a side mission instead of a main mission, but it's an actual main mission. But but if you're playing like in increments, like, oh, an hour here, an hour there, it's not gonna be a problem. It's just that I was binging it and I'm like, oh man, I feel like I'm getting close. I want to get to the end. I want to see what happens in the story. I want to see. It does a great job of showing everyone's past through their minds, because that's a game about, psychics. So you get to read their minds, see their trauma in very creative ways. It's awesome. Their baggage, how they got to be who they are. And you realize the relationship between everybody, because this story is about the original 6 to 7 psychics that started the Psychonauts. So it's like really cool to see how it all started, what got them there, what got Raz there. It's cool because they do it in creative ways. They handle mental health in a creative way with people suffering from whatever trauma that they're suffering from. That's about it.
Game of the year?
It's going to be talked about this year. That's all. I don't know if it's game of the year yet, but it's definitely going to be talked about. I finished it just this weekend, so I have to live with it for a bit. But for gameplay, just gameplay alone, definitely fun, man. Platforming's there. Thank you. You just reminded me because I was going to talk about combat. So in the first game, you basically had 4 buttons to assign your psi powers. And then when you wanted to swap, you have to bring up a menu and then reassign it to one of your buttons. They kept that in this, and I don't like it. Mm-hmm. Like I would have wanted them to design it in a way where everything's fluid, where I don't have to like open up a menu to swap to a different psi power to attack an enemy that just spawned, right? It happens quick. Again, this is a small like thing, but as you see, if you play it or as you watch someone play it, let's say you have the levitate up, the psi blast, which is like a zoning ability, the grabbing one where you can grab things and throw, and clairvoyance because you just recently found a hidden Psytanium or whatever. And then a certain enemy that's super effective to fire comes up, and you're like, oh shit! Instead of just hitting a specific button for fire, you have to bring up the menu, like bring up the side menu, assign it to a button, quickly assign it to a button, then use it. And then if something else comes up that you don't have equipped, you're like, fuck, and then you have to swap it. And I didn't like that.
That sounds like garbage. Like nobody wants to have to spend their entire time having. It's one thing if you can do like a quick switch, like was it Dishonored, where you can like pull up a wheel and do whatever you need to. But
that's what it is. It's like a quick wheel, but it still stops the action in a way that I don't like. It's like a quick wheel, but you have to assign it to something.
That's what I mean. Like you don't like in Dishonored, I don't think you have to assign it. I think you can just like select it and do stuff. You're not. It's not like, oh, I have to stop, pick which button I want to put it to, and then push the button again.
Yeah.
This is, that's way too much stoppage versus.
from my experience, that because I would only have like two like you can assign left trigger, left bumper, right trigger, right bumper. But I keep one of them for my movement because you can put the levitate like the ball underneath and you can quickly get out of a jam. I don't want to ever swap that for like a beam or something because I'd use that to, like, if you watch my gameplay, I use that to navigate almost everywhere quickly. So to have to swap that, what happened, Brian?
You tell me your movement's nice.
It's pretty nice. There's some parts where I cheese jumps because of it. Because I get the momentum up, and then you can get an upgrade where you can like super bounce. I did some crazy stuff, and you can levitate afterwards. There's some spots where I'm like,
happen.
I told you it's coming out this week. I have more than picks
coming out, not the pick.
Oh, but not the pick. Oh man. Oh, then you caught me red-handed. Again, the small things like that. Like I wish they would have designed the combat or the side powers to not have to do that. Like we have enough buttons that you can like hold left trigger and hit a different button for each.
That's what I was gonna say. It's like I much prefer having shift keys.
Yeah, like there's not that many side powers like that you would need in combat anyway. So like, I don't know. I think that really bummed me out because I don't think that aged well. And I think that was my last gripe with the game. If you can suffer through that stuff, not suffer through it, like get through that no problem, then you'll have a fantastic time. If you play Psychonauts and you love the first Psychonauts and you loved it, this is more of that. With a lot of the stuff that maybe you didn't like in the first one, they're still there. But I highly recommend it. If you like the first one because of how witty it was, how funny, it's like it's still like family oriented. They don't really curse in this, if I remember correctly. Like everything's still clean, very well written.
Clean Stream 2019.
Yeah, for this game, yeah. Deals with mental health in a very creative and appropriate way. Like it's really cool. Definitely highly recommend it. Looks great, runs great. I think it scales really well.
The
pizza's pretty good. Toppings even better, right? And I haven't done the side stuff, so I can't really talk about the side stuff. The main story stuff, though, shit. Is it on everything? Is it? I know it's on Xbox, on PC, Steam, PC, Xbox Game Pass, Xbox Game Pass. I don't know if it's on PS5, right? It's because they own the studio, so I think it's a first-party title.
Psychonauts 2?
Yeah. I know it's on PC and Xbox, but I don't think it's on PS5.
Let's look.
Because they own Double Fine. Microsoft owns Double Fine now.
Apparently it's on PS4, Xbox One, and Xbox Series S.
But not 5? I guess,
to this.
Well, maybe through backwards compatibility, you can still play it on your PS5. But I guess it wasn't really designed for... That's weird. So yeah, it's on everything. I do recommend it. It's a fun platformer. Just good narrative. Very clever stuff. And there's a previously on section in the beginning of the game that catches you up if you didn't play the first game. So if you don't want to go back and play the first game, you don't have to. It catches you up real quick in a really funny manner. And that's Psychonauts 2. Highly recommend it. Oof, that was a mouthful. I might have forgotten some stuff, but that's how it is. Anywho, real quick, Ted Lasso. We found out who the secret admirer was. I'm bummed.
The reason it upsets me is because once they find out who they are, I think that's where it ends. I don't think anything more is going to happen with this.
You think so? You don't think because he messaged her, I think it's time to meet. I think she's going to agree, and then they're going to find out, and now it's going to be awkward.
That I don't know. I don't think it's gonna work.
Oh, maybe
I think they're gonna toy around with it for an episode, and like it's gonna be one of those where they meet up at a bar or go out to dinner or something, and then she realizes who it is, and they chat, and then they're like, this is nice, but that we can't go on, and then they're gonna part ways.
Gotcha.
Personally, think that's how it's gonna happen.
And it might. I liked that they gave Nate finally some time to shine. Granted, it was at the cost of Ted's mentality, but we'll see how that's going to unfold.
Oh, we were talking about Nate in the On Click channel in the spoiler zone, and some of the people are thinking that Nate is going to go coach another team because he's feeling underappreciated, and then they bring in
Roy Kent.
Yeah, and then like the whole jab with the need a big dog to go talk to him, and he's like, okay, and then Ted laughs and he realizes that he doesn't think of him as like
a big dog at all.
Yeah.
Well, that whole episode, the way it wrapped up, makes me think that's not happening.
Because with the new one, I think that's a little bit better, but I think he needs to find his place, and it may or may not be on this team still, but it's one of those things that he's really going to have to start like speaking up and not being so timid with a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I feel like what's going to happen is he's going to be the play caller, and Roy's going to make sure they're not fucking around.
I love the signal for
yes, the middle fingers. That was fantastic. Yeah. What made me laugh is Ted trying to hide it from who? No, I don't know from who. There's cameras on you. That was great.
Everybody
was really
starts, there's like a front-facing camera, and then the telecasters are like, "So
we're sorry for this. We didn't think they were gonna do that cheeky move or whatever." Oh man, that show was great. If you guys haven't watched Ted Lasso, please start. It is a wonderful show. And we'll see what happens next week, I guess. But just had to bring that up because I'm like, dang, we were guessing who it was last week's episode, and then this week they're like, bam, we'll tell you who it is.
Yeah, mom started watching it and she really likes it. She's just like, it's just really well written. It's funny, and even though it's about something that she doesn't care about at all, it's entertaining,
Yeah, I don't watch soccer. I don't know anything about soccer. I don't know anything about European soccer. I'm still hooked. Like, I can't wait for that each episode. It's just great, man. Anywho, that was that. Randall, we cut you off last week about Happy Death Day. You saw the whole saga so far. You were hyped about the first one a bit.
I wouldn't say hype.
Randall, you were hype on here on the first one.
I was more curious as to what you guys would do in this situation.
Well, I told you, man, like I would try. Did they try that? And then in the second one at all? Do you know? Do you remember? I mean,
the second one was weird.
In a bad way or a good way? Like sometimes we can use a little weird to throw like a genre on its head.
I wouldn't say it was
conductor of the hype train. Yeah, dude, he was up.
But I don't know.
Wait, do you think they handled the rules differently in a way that you didn't like? Because didn't they switch up the rules in the second one?
They didn't switch up the rules. It just got passed on to somebody else, and then you find out what the cause of the whole thing was.
Oh,
in the second movie,
shrooms.
Okay, and do you think it was like not worth it once you find out like that reveal wasn't worth it?
I think that they kind of nerfed the reason behind it.
So do you think it would have been better just to keep it a mystery?
I mean, it was science, which is always cool, but the way in which it was science, it wasn't like
captivating in any way.
Yeah,
it wasn't like time travel and Endgame or anything.
Was it like fake science, like analog nuclear?
It had to do with the manipulation of time, but it was by accident, and it was done by college students messing around with I wouldn't call it a science project, but they're in college, so they were like working on some
sort of like research project or something.
Yeah, and they built this machine or whatever, and they were the whole objective that the thing was supposed to do was supposed to slow down time. That's what their goal was.
Oh, but it did something worse.
But instead of slowing down time, it just looped the time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that's it. That sounds like you were disappointed by that fucking reveal. So you think it would have been better?
Yeah, I was like, man.
So you think it would have been better to keep it a mystery and just have like more and more?
I think in this particular situation, I think that it had more of an impact because it was unknown. Like the first movie ends with like you don't know why this happened.
Oh, okay. So that's a good ending. So you're like, oh, there's a second one?
It's like I think they should have stuck with it. I don't think we needed to know why it happened. We just need to see the journey of the character get through it and how they deal with it and how they like find a solution. And I think that's what makes the
thrill worth it.
It makes the situation and the story so interesting because it's the unknown, and it's like, well, I don't know why this is happening, but somehow I gotta figure out how to fix it.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that is what made it interesting, at least for me anyway.
Is the character that they passed it on to in any way related to the first character? Like, does she make appearances too, or no? Is it just
Yeah. So like, okay, so in the first movie, it starts out with this girl, and she wakes up in a dorm room, and it's a guy who is in the dorm room with her, who apparently brought her to his dorm room. She thought that they slept together, like they got drunk and slept together, but turns out they didn't. He was just a really nice guy. He didn't want nothing bad to happen to her, like, I don't know, get kidnapped or hurt herself or something like that. So he brought her to his dorm room, and she just passed out, and he slept on the other bed or whatever. So when she wakes up, she starts putting on her clothes. Well, not her clothes, but like her pants. No, it was her pants, because apparently I guess her pants was off. But his roommate, the other dude who actually sleeps in that room or shares that room with him, he comes into the room and says like a really crude, like crass comment, indicating that he smashed, but he didn't. That dude is the guy who it gets passed on to. But it's still, the second movie is still not even about him, even though it temporarily gets passed on to him, because
what the heck?
Yeah, because all right, so it gets passed on to him. Something happens where they find out that it's a lot more to it, and it gets even more twisted, and then that's when the whole machine is introduced. And when the machine is introduced, something happens with the machine, and then it triggers another dimension, a multiverse thing.
Oh, snap.
So
I'm in.
So now the girl is not in her. She's not in her normal universe. She's in another universe, parallel.
A parallel one, or like it's a different one.
Yeah, different.
Is Uncle Ben alive there?
Shit, there's some where he is. There's some where he was Spider-Man.
So yeah, that's pretty much the movie. It's just the second movie, anyways. Them trying to figure out. They're trying to figure out how to survive, and who the killer is, how to survive, and how to get her back to her
time.
Universe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's not so bad. You just reminded me. Brian's have to take off his helmet, his headphones later. We got to talk about that Spider-Man trailer.
Okay.
Did you end up seeing it, Kelsey?
I haven't seen it. No.
What?
I'm kind of like, I'm
you don't
kind
care
of the same
anymore?
boat
as Brian.
As Brian, like I feel like they just ruined too much of the movie.
Okay,
with
they do here because they show characters here that would have been great. Like me seeing this trailer, I'm like, that would have been cool if I was in the theaters and I saw this.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, there's not much surprises. They just try and bring everybody in because they're like, oh, look at this cool thing. It's like, or you could fucking surprise us and then leave the review, let people like review it and be like, bruh, you know, like shit.
Every big thing regarding Tom Holland's Spider-Man has been ruined in trailers. Civil War, if they never told us he was in the movie, when he showed up, come everywhere.
Yeah,
right?
Those are facts. Hard facts.
With his first movie, Iron Man being that far into, or that important to the story, if he just showed up and they didn't mention it, it would have been cooler.
Yep.
The second movie, I don't remember if there's a point like that, so I could be lying to everybody.
Mysterio was shown.
But they did. Actually, yeah, Mysterio being shown as the villain because everybody knows Mysterio to not be who we saw in that trailer.
Yeah.
So it was kind of, when is he going to turn?
Yeah. For me, that was like, okay.
There, it would have been different. This, because my phone thinks it's funny for my news feed, to show me screenshots of the trailer.
Oof, so you know who's in it. Yeah.
I know one person.
Got it. We're not gonna spoil it for you.
I've widely tried to avoid everything to do with some trailers, especially stuff like this, you know, because like seriously, they just ruin everything. It's one thing if it's like a brand new thing, you don't know what it's about. You're like, okay, let's check this out. This looks cool. Like I got intrigued by the artwork or whatever's on the front, you know, for the thumbnail. Never seen this. It's new. This looks cool because you don't know what to expect.
Right.
Marvel, there's a lot to expect. You know, like X-Men, Spider-Man, whatever.
God.
There's a lot to expect. And then when they're like, when you sort of, especially when they're following comics and you sort of know what's going on.
Yeah.
And sometimes they'll make like slight changes, to make just the cinematic universe a lot better, or what, or maybe it's a design difference, like whatever.
Or
but then you're like,
Hulk movie.
they're like, so this is happening. And then suddenly, out of nowhere, this guy appears, and you're like, well, first of all, he's not supposed to be there. Or second, you're like, oh my God, he's going to be in this? This is going to be awesome. And it's like, I would have rather have seen this in theaters and been surprised then, and then like watched it happen.
Yeah. So if you haven't seen it yet, Kelsey, don't. They've shown already 2 things that I'm like, that if this happens, it's going to blow people's minds away. So if you can avoid it, don't watch the trailer if you want to be completely surprised, because it looks like it's going to be lit. Because the trailer got me hyped, so we'll see what's going to happen.
They said it broke the record
of views. Yeah, everyone was expecting it, man. Like, everyone was waiting for it, especially after they said, like, the headlines were going around that it leaked. Mm-hmm. Everyone wanted to go see the real thing, so like, it's going to be cool. I guess we'll skip it then. We don't want to ruin it for anybody.
I mean, the Deadpool trailer was worth watching, but that's because, whatever, that little skit that they released was like amazing. What got everybody hyped up for it. Because like, I didn't know who the fuck Deadpool was until that came out. Mm-hmm. I was like, what is this? Uh-huh. Or maybe Brian had showed me the couple of comics that had come out. Mm-hmm. Maybe that was it. But like, shit was awesome. Like, I didn't know anything about them.
And he is, and Ryan Reynolds is Deadpool. Unfortunately, like, that's not unfortunately, like, there's no replacing him unless he like unfortunately like passes away, but please don't. Eat healthy, Ryan, please.
He's usually in shape, so
that's true.
He does own his own, I think, bourbon, so just slow down on that.
It's not bourbon.
What is it?
Gin. I think it's Avionics gin or something.
Oh, you're talking about Ryan Reynolds?
Yeah. It's something to do with airplanes, and it's like Jeff Goldblum as Deadpool. Aviation, thank you. Aviation gin,
yeah.
If they ever did Jeff Goldblum as Deadpool, that means that we have to get Danny DeVito as Thor.
Sign me up. I want to pre-order tickets.
I'm totally on board for this.
I would pre-order tickets. Kevin Hart as Deadpool. Maybe
then The Rock has to play. The Rock has to play somebody.
The Rock has to. Oh, I was gonna say no. The Taika Waititi's character, Korg, because he's literally a rock. That's the Rock's role, and he has to try to do the accent. That'd be great. The Rock is Aquaman. That's a different universe.
Michael Cera is Captain America.
Yo, can I? Yeah, Kevin Feige, what are you doing? Right? We got the multiverse now. What are we talking about? Yeah, we're gonna pass the Spider-Man trailer then. If you want to go watch the trailer, go watch it. It's awesome. If you want to keep everything surprised, do not watch it because there's already some stuff that's like, what? That's gonna happen. So, but it is hype. So we're back. Let's get back to Happy Death Day. Do you recommend it as like a October horror film to watch?
I recommend the first one.
The second one kind of, because of that, kind of threw you off.
I felt like after seeing the second one, they should just stopped at the first one. The first one had been good enough.
And even with that ending, not knowing what actually happened.
I mean, the ending was good. It wasn't like it wasn't open ended. It was like closure. You just never found out why it happened.
Why it started.
Yeah.
Which is, I guess, fine.
Do you think if they didn't give you the reason as to why it's happening, they could have made like an entertaining, like, one-off series the way they do the Saws?
No.
It would have gotten boring?
Yeah, like, I think after a while, like...
that gimmick will get old?
Yeah.
Okay, so the first one definitely, second one pass if you, like, not necessary?
Because it's like, to do a series, it's just like, it's just the same problem, different people.
Yeah, so that'll get repetitive.
Do you think it would be entertaining if we get a movie like that from the killer side, where he's trying to kill someone and he keeps failing?
Basically playing Hitman.
I guess if they make the villain empathetic, like, that's ultimately what makes a really good villain is if like you can see that person's side of the story, but like Killmonger or Thanos.
Mm-hmm.
Like, even though you may not agree with his solution, but you can understand where he's coming from.
That's genocide. No, wait, hold on. You got to listen here. It's not genocide. It's God. I love that episode.
I call it being thorough.
It's being thorough. Kelsey, have you started watching What If?
No.
Dang it.
So far, by far, my favorite's the 3rd episode.
The latest one?
Yeah.
Am I losing my mind?
Having to do with the Avengers.
Oh, that was a really clever one. Yeah, because I'm like, oh, what would happen? I like the Guardians one because the whole space thing. I liked it, and seeing the alternate versions of
that version of Nebula.
Lit, right?
I propose.
Okay. Anyway, back to your thing. So the first one, yeah. Second one, pass. Mm-hmm. Okay, so there you go. Happy Death Day. Okay, let's keep it moving. Kelsey.
Stop.
Thoughts on Jungle Cruise?
Dude, it was so fucking awesome.
Okay, I'm like, come on. That was like a feel-good family movie, good adventure. It was like a clean and Uncharted.
Like, I think my only gripe is just the love stuff, just
between Emily and The Rock.
Yeah, like, who cares? Like, you want to save his life, whatever, for,
to pay him back for a while the journey, like, or whatever.
Being a good person, you know, and like because he helped you out and whatever else. Great. Not like this whole "you're my world," You
met yesterday, bro. Like
don't get me wrong. I understand the whole like somebody saves your life and whatever. It causes feelings, but it's like that shit doesn't last. Let's go. Come on.
Kelsey's got some adventurer stories he got to tell us about. I saved some broad, and you know what? We fell up for a bit. That shit doesn't last.
Exactly.
One time I like that. We went our separate ways.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, like, all in all, the movie was great. It was funny. The Rock played an amazing character. Emily Blunt's character was perfect. The brother was hilarious. He did a great job of being this like timid, very wealthy, spoiled brat.
Yes.
And
The Rock checking him every time. Like every time he pulled that shit, he's like, "Oh, I need that." Just chucks it off. He's like, "What are you doing? You don't need it."
Would you guys watch a dramedy? I'm gonna tell you the cast and the name of it. I haven't thought of the exact plot.
Okay.
But The Mountain and The Rock and their roommates, but it's a dramedy, and they're going through some shit, and it's called Hard Places.
I'll give it a watch to see what happens. I'll give that first season or that pilot a watch, and we'll see how depending on the chemistry between The Mountain and The Rock.
Okay.
I feel like there should be a third person, a third roommate, and the title should be Stuck Between a Rock and the Hard Place.
There we go. That'll work too. Like 2.5 Men thing.
I was trying to think who the third would be that would relate to the joke. And I was like, I was blanking.
Kevin Hart.
He's in too much stuff.
I don't know off the top of my head.
Ryan Gosling for no reason.
There you go. I did hear. I want to say it's fuck. Who is it? Who plays Aquaman?
Momoa.
Jason Momoa.
I'm pretty sure Momoa and somebody else is doing a buddy cop movie.
Doing a buddy cop movie? Who's the other person?
Dave Bautista.
I'm in. Yeah, I'm watching that.
Yeah, like I saw the names and I was like, Momoa and Bautista doing a buddy cop movie. Yes, I don't give a shit what it's about. I'm watching it.
Yeah, Bautista, he's got a place in my heart. He's become quite the comedic actor. He's done well.
Actually, how about that for the third person? Batista is stuck between the Rock and the Hard Place.
I'm in.
Like an ordinary person if they're stuck between those two things.
Gotcha.
So it's gonna be the guy who
Michael Cera.
Jim Offerman.
Oh, okay.
Michael Cera.
Michael Cera's the better answer. Jason Bateman.
Oh, Bateman, yeah. I wonder what he's up to. He's probably doing some voice act. Is he still doing Ozark?
I don't know. We haven't finished. We started the second season, and that's as far as we got.
Gotcha. I gotta start it. And Narcos.
Yeah.
Mal parido.
I'm telling the first season, you're gonna think everybody's named the same thing. That's how many times they say that.
Oh shit! All
And
right, so it sounds like you recommend the Jungle Cruise.
Oh yeah, it's definitely a feel good movie. It's funny. It plays out exactly how you think it's going to. But you know, they've done this. This isn't a new. It's not a new script. You know, like it follows all the same plot points that they do in all of the other ones. It's just a different scene.
Mm-hmm.
But it's still definitely worth watching. It's really funny. There's a lot of action to it. It's great. I mean, they got some really big names in it. I mean, you got The Rock, Emily Blunt,
the Hispanic dude who's in. What the hell was he in? Was his name Javier? No, I'm thinking of something else.
You're talking about Edgar Ramirez?
Yes, I think it's Edgar.
And then I should know this guy's name. Paul Giamatti.
Paul Giamatti's in it.
Isn't probably a big part, but
when he's on screen, he delivers.
Yeah.
And the tiger,
Jack Whitehall is in it. He's really funny in a lot of his stuff.
It's all around it's just a good family film, man. You can get the whole family to watch it. Everyone will have a good time. Jungle Cruise.
Yeah.
And
definitely recommend going and watching it.
And today Disney confirmed they're making a sequel, so
sweet.
I'm up for it.
Not really entirely sure how they're gonna have a sequel to this, but
yeah.
We brought the flower. We've cured the world. Directed by Michael Wolff.
Yeah. We're done. Thank you guys for the $12 to come watch this per person.
They literally could have done this at the end of the credits. Like, what are we doing here?
Yeah. We'll see what they write up. I don't know what it would be. And then I guess real quick, Kelsey, The Old Gods, because we saw this a while back and we thought it was an okay time, for what it was.
Yeah.
You remember The Old Gods?
I don't remember you guys reviewing this.
What? Damn, Randall doesn't even remember it. The one where they're really old mercenaries that they're just really old mercenaries.
They can't die.
They can't die.
With Charlize?
Yeah, with Charlize Theron.
Yeah.
Okay. The Old Gods or Old Guard? Because the link
says Guard. Did I have? I put The Old Gods. That's my fault. It's The Old Guard. I think I was reading something else and then wrote that.
My bad then. I said Gods too.
The Old Guard. Charlize Theron is the leader of this little band of mercenaries who do good things. And she's like over 1,000 years old or something. Yeah. Overall, I really enjoyed the movie. Mm-hmm. I thought it was a really good movie. I didn't care for some of the bullshit, I guess, in it. Like, who the fuck shoots somebody and then just goes, yeah, okay, and turns around? Nobody does that, okay? Your first thing is you disarm the person in the off chance that they're still alive. That's the way it works.
This movie's apparently getting a sequel.
It is. They set it up really well. Did you not see the very end credit at very end?
We did, but I didn't know they announced another. Like, I thought it came out. The reception was warm. Like, me and him saw, and we're like, "Oh, it's fine." And I didn't know they renewed it. I didn't know they ordered another one.
On Charlize's IMDb, it says it was announced, and Atomic Blonde 2's announced.
What?
According to Charlize Theron's IMDb, it says announced.
What?
Sign me up for Atomic Blonde 2. Because Atomic Blonde 1 was fantastic. Yeah, bro, it's the walking away from the explosion vibe. No, because that's different. An explosion's like, okay, he's not surviving an explosion. If you just shoot someone and it wasn't like a fatal shot to the head, I'm with Kelsey. Disarm them or shoot them 6 more times, right? Make sure they're dead before you turn your back to them. This is stuff that Randall's brought up before.
Even if you know that they're dead, you still remove any sort of threats that something else could come out and use against you. You know, and,
as much as you can.
like,
yeah,
they do it multiple times throughout the movie. You know, where somebody dies and then doesn't die. You know, because they come back and then they start slashing bitches.
Speaking of which, their weapons were really cool. Their ancient weapons were cool.
Like, the axe and
I don't know, for some
else?
reason when they pulled it out, she had like a special. Was hers an axe?
It was an axe.
What did the other guys have? Didn't they all bust out?
I
their
don't
own?
think anybody else had anything. I was pretty sure it's just her with the axe.
Oh, never mind then. I think in my head I just gave him fucking weapons. Then hindsight,
I mean, she was she's pretty much a boss ass monster with it. Because
Yeah.
literally at one point she's like, "Fuck this!" drops the gun, rushes out, and just slaughters 13 people with an axe. Like,
yeah, she's awesome in it. So yeah, more Atomic Blonde too. You know,
apparently she's a producer on Atomic Blonde and Atomic Blonde 2 and The Old Guard.
oh then great, and then she's probably gonna put some money in it, and then we're gonna get it. I'm down for it. The first one I liked a lot. Great shots, great cinematography. The fucking action's awesome.
Pizza.
Yeah,
But,
if you haven't
yeah,
watched
I mean,
Atomic Blonde, go watch it.
The Old Guard was like, I thought it was fairly decent. I didn't think it was like the best, you know, because it's another one of those that kind of plays out sort of exactly how you think it's going to.
Yeah.
They did have like a nice little twist in there, and then the very end they, you know, set some stuff up for the possibility of being of a second one coming out. And then I looked it up, and there, you know, it is actually coming out.
Okay. With a date, or is it just in production?
I wanted to say that it was coming out next year, but because Netflix is like, fuck off. So yeah, Netflix confirmed on on Twitter today, August 26th, writing, "It's official, the Old Guard is reuniting." So apparently this is just recently that they were like, "Yeah, we're gonna fucking do this."
Okay. So yeah. Okay. Cool. I'm down. I mean, I had another movie that I'm down to watch a sequel for is Extraction with Hemsworth. I don't know if you guys ended up watching it after we reviewed
I
it.
don't know that I've seen that one.
It's an action movie with Hemsworth, and he's like, it's super CQC gunshots and stuff. Like like an army man doing his thing. It's really cool. It's just good action. Remember it? I'd definitely recommend that. But then again, it's just that it's an action movie, and it's just done really well. If they announce a sequel for that, I'm down. Okay, yeah. So I mean, I think me and Randall recommended it when we saw it, but like watch it once, because, like you said, it's a cookie cutter kind of plot. So
yeah, I mean, it wasn't like, it was a cool concept. You know, it's like, I feel like they've done something sort of similar in another movie. I just don't really remember what movie, but like, all in all, like, it was a fun watch. It was definitely cool. I mean, Charlize Theron is awesome. The cast was great. I don't remember there was like one other dude that was like
a big name, right?
Yeah, I think it did have an awesome kill sequence when they're like, it's like getting close to the end, and the one dude's like, "You hurt my friend. You shouldn't have done that," and then slams him on his head and just shattered his neck. Like, that was fucking awesome.
Yeah, I don't remember that part specifically, but I mean, I believe you. You did watch him a lot more recently than I did. Okay. Oh, I forgot Brian put this down here. Brian. Bob Ross documentary. How did that go?
Exactly how you thought it would.
All right, so I was told by multiple people, because people know my affiliations and my loyalties, where they reside.
Yeah.
And I saw the name of this documentary, which, for those who don't know, Bob Ross, Happy Accidents, Betrayal, and Greed. Now, when I read this, I got scared. I'm like, what if he's not the person I thought he was, right?
Yeah.
So I had to watch ASAP, no Rocky. All right.
Oh shit.
I watched it Saturday night.
Okay.
I don't remember if it was like 2 hours, maybe a little short of 2 hours.
Okay.
And it's a, I don't know. I guess I don't know if it's a spoiler if it's things that have already happened.
I mean, I'm okay with. I mean, it's a documentary, so this is stuff I could have found out with googling it, right?
Yeah,
Like,
so I won't go into too much detail, but it's sad. So, off rip, he's not the one doing the betrayal and the greed. So I was like, thank God.
okay, yeah, he's still pure.
From everyone who had things to say about him, he was literally the way you see him on camera is how he is in real life.
Oh, thank goodness.
He had an affair once.
Oh, he's tarnished.
But
No, to hell with him.
I was like, but I was like, I guess he can't. Not everyone's perfect, you know. He has to have one crack in his arm.
Yeah, everyone has one, just like Spider-Man says.
I was like, damn. But yeah, he essentially it all boils down to him being in company with the wrong people, and he did what his career for the sake of like a positive reasoning, which is help everyone paint, help them show them that whatever you put time into, you can do whatever you want. And there's testimonies, people are saying, I've tried to. There's a guy on there, I was like, damn. He was in the interview and he said, I've attempted to take my life 4 or 5 times now, and I was at a point where I didn't know what to do with my life.
Mm-hmm.
And then Bob Ross came on the TV, and I started painting, and he's like, he literally saved my life, and I'm like,
pure one, dude. Pure one. Bob Ross was a treasure, man.
The person we see him at, like the way we see him is according to everyone in his life.
Mm-hmm.
That was him. He got into business with people who essentially separated him from his mentor to do his own kind of workshops, and essentially led to the show, like art workshops.
Okay.
The basic part is he did it for a good reason. They did it for monetization.
Right.
And so a lot of it is basically him kind of blind to what they're doing, and just as long as I'm helping, so as long as I'm doing something positive, like he's passionate about his art. And
right.
These people were just monetizing everything to the point where he died of a certain type of cancer.
Yeah.
And when it was found out by these people that he had the cancer, they're already trying to like take the rights to his name and all these kind of things and try to replace him with other people. To the point where apparently his son, who's in
the show,
and he's been on the show as well.
He's on the show, yeah.
Said that throughout his whole life up until like that point, like while he was living it,
mm-hmm.
I think he's heard his daddy yell out of anger, like he can count it on his hand how many times.
Shit.
And he's literally yelling on the phone with them, "You're not taking my name from me," and like hanging up and things like that. So that when he died, and he had a plan where I guess it's like a will, maybe, not sure what you would call it. Everything he owns, his likeness and all the licensing with his brand and his name.
Yeah.
He split it between his stepbrother and his son.
Oh, okay.
He dies. Those people do a bunch of fake shit and essentially start the Bob Ross Incorporated companies, just start selling paint and all that under his name and likeness.
And
fucking
trash.
The son. This is the part that I was like, I don't like people. The son was like, nah, keep his name out your mouth, right?
Oh.
So he started a lawsuit with them.
Yeah.
Because he had his uncle and him had licensing, or had all the rights to his name and likeness.
Correct.
He starts a lawsuit, and they actually show bits of the actual, I don't know if the litigation,
the court hearing,
the testimony. Yeah, not the court hearing, but like the recording of them, like asking them questions regarding the lawsuit.
Okay.
Turns out, apparently, without him knowing, his uncle sold them the rights. Because at the time of him writing the will, his Bob Ross's son was still a young kid, so he had 49% of the rights, and his uncle had the majority share. And for the money, without saying anyone, he sold it. So there's literally nothing his son could do until this day. Those people still own all the merchandising and things.
Yo, that's pretty tight.
Pictures of all the merch. The Chia Pet that I have,
yeah,
is under the Bob Ross Incorporated company. So
Oh my
When I was
god.
gifted that technically,
You
it was
paid
also
them.
part of that.
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah, that sounds
really
like that'll
sad.
get me tight. Yeah, I'm already tight. I can't stand people like that, bro.
Yeah, that's what it came down to. One guy who was kind of blind to that. He had a plan, but he was blind to what money
The
can do to
betrayal.
someone.
Is your
Yeah.
uncle still alive?
I think yeah, yes. And they mentioned a lot of people that were living around the time of like
The
his
events.
rise and fall, whatever, would not go into the documentary out of fear of the people who own the company now.
Because they're scared they might do something.
Hmm.
Bro, that uncle, if you're listening to this, you're a punk bitch and your mother's a hoe.
Oh shit.
Well, let's,
Yeah.
Yeah. And like the people who owned the company that fucked over Bob, they one of Bob's friends from painting had a deal with a distributor who gave them their painting and the actual paint themselves, Weber Industry Weber Co. They're basically what got them in, and these people made it so that Weber, we're your biggest client, so you kind of have to make us happy or else you lose us.
Yeah.
Made them drop the other client, drop their show, and then they used a specific kind of brush that used a certain kind of animal fur, and the Weber people said, "Yeah, we can't sell you this anymore because they're going extinct, like they're endangered." And
Okay.
then like months later, they saw that the Bob Ross company has those brushes for sale.
Oh my god.
There was just two people, a
Yo,
couple
man,
just fucking
people
over
are
everybody for money.
trash, man.
Yeah. On top of that, the couple that were partnered with them before the Bob Ross thing happened,
Mm-hmm.
she had a book teaching people how to draw flowers.
Yeah.
The wife from the couple that fucked everyone over made a book using almost the exact same technique and pictures from her book, and even her author page is in the same pose on the same kind of chair.
And you can't sue for the likeness?
I don't know if I think they were
That's
told by their
plagiarism.
lawyer. They were told by the lawyer to sue first instead of letting them sue them to hush them. It'll be
Yeah.
cheaper. But I don't remember what they said happened. But they essentially it didn't work out in their favor.
Wild. Anyone listening to this, when you do any contract, make sure you own everything. Do not give them my fucking percent, my guy. Or
You
maybe
can
a
see, like,
percent, but like you need to own majority of your own shit.
the part that sucks is like you see his son like as he's retelling parts of it, he starts like trying not to cry, and then
I
there's
hate
parts
that.
like,
That's
he
what
does,
gets me. Yeah.
and then the cast or the team that worked on the show, I think the director was a lady.
Yeah.
She was like, I remember the time I found out he had it, like he
The
was
cancer.
diagnosed,
Yeah.
and you see her fighting it, and then she's like,
And then you let loose.
yeah,
Yeah, I can't watch that.
it
'Cause I'm
was
enjoying her right there.
it's something altogether. It's informative. The rumor that people said about, was he in the Air Force or not? Confirmed, he was in the Air Force. It's something that like it pisses you off that people are like this, but then once the rage subsides, you're like, there's really people that don't care about any of this. They're who they say they are, and they do things with positivity in mind.
And that was
And
Bob
it
Ross.
just reaffirmed why I love Bob Ross's show. I like everything about him. It just sucks that not everyone is like him. So I would say, for knowledge sake, you'd watch it. If you're the type to just walk to someone's house with a biscuit afterwards, I would say
Don't watch this.
don't watch this. And
'Cause you-
instead, I can't even tell them to watch episodes of the show because I don't remember if they have, like, they get royalties and things from people watching that or not.
No, it'll if they own his likeness, it's the same. There's going to be the Bob Ross Incorporated that gets. I would say go bootleg it. Download it off the site onto a hard drive and then enjoy it there.
Mm-hmm.
We don't condone piracy unless it's Bob Ross Incorporated. Fuck you, Bob Ross Incorporated.
If it's for the justice of Bob Ross, then I'm by all means do what you must. But it was painful and beautiful at the same time.
I swear I told you, Randall. People are just bastard coded bastard with bastard filling.
some people a lot. Oh my god.
We can't incriminate ourselves. So allegedly, so,
It's like the part it's also annoying is that like I don't remember if they meant there was someone else who essentially did what Bob Ross's show did before him, like the whole 30-minute painting, but his take on it was different because he's energetic and like loud. And Bob Ross is what they said was his whole intent was because he has a huge female audience. If I talk real smooth and whisper at them, that's gonna get people to watch. There's like a level of sexiness to it, as they say. I didn't say this.
Brian, you agree with it though?
I mean, that's my Lord and Savior. He's everything.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, so I think even back then when he was doing workshops for that guy, like essentially kind of like his mentor, I think that's how he met that family, and that family took him in when he moved to try to do his own workshops. They lived together for like 2 years or so. So to show this kind of fake hospitality to just essentially screw over his whole family tree is like, and I feel bad for the son because his mom. Wait, I don't remember what happened to his mom, but Bob Ross married a second time.
Yeah.
She died of cancer as well.
Oh my god.
And
so his son doesn't have any money or anything.
No, he was left with it.
He does. I think he has his own separate company that he made after the fact called, was it RSR? It's called Robert, because Bob Ross's name is Robert. Steven Ross Industries or something. And he still does art workshops with like the OG real ones that Bob
was with.
Yeah.
His own brother.
No, his uncle was
Bob's stepbrother.
Yeah. Bro, and when you listen to this, catch me in the street, bro.
It was like a glimmer of hope. Oh, they got him. He had they set it up correct, so the pacing and the editing was done well to make you upset the most because they're like, this is the silver lining. Finally, there's justice for him, and then they tell you his brother sold the license. He had the majority share of whatever was left in their name. And I'm like, you sang.
He did this after he died?
This all happened after he died. So he died in 95, and then all that legal stuff happened after he died. To the point where there's a European guy they hired to get the Bob Ross name out in Europe. And he was like, he starts saying that the further they got into what they were doing, the more he's like, something's not right here. And then when he found out essentially what was going on, he was like, no, I'm done.
And he just stopped promoting it. Because, I mean, that's not what he wanted. They just fucking came in and pulled the rug underneath the sun.
Like, they were very secretive in him dying to begin with. There's a lot, according to the Sun, there's still people to this day that go up to him not knowing Bob Ross died.
That's wild.
Because they keep it hush.
Telling you, dude. Oof.
Well, I'm glad this movie came out, or whatever it is.
Documentary.
Hopefully it sheds some light and people will start.
Yeah, but I mean, like a good majority of people probably aren't gonna watch it, and even if they do, it's not gonna change much. Like you'll get a few people that'll stop buying their products, but
the damage is already done. Because anytime it plays on any station or on Twitch, because they have every weekend, it's running on Twitch. There's a Bob Ross freaking channel. They're getting the money.
Which reminds me, I need to not host them. You just reminded me.
Yeah, those are facts. Those are hard facts.
I think on my host list, I think I have that channel before yours.
Which is understandable. I get that. It's Bob Ross. Like I'm not gonna sit here and be like, this podcast or my streams are better than Bob Ross. I'm not gonna do that.
That's crazy, man.
That kind of got me mad. I should have saved that for like the beginning, and then we can talk about happier stuff. Because now I'm mad and sad at the same time.
Yeah, it was. I was not a fan. I was near the last arc of it. I was watching just like casually. The last arc, I'm literally standing like over here, like where around my closet is just like pacing. It's like I don't like this.
Gosh damn. Be better people. All right, that's what you gotta learn. Where the fuck do we go from here? Right? Like what?
It's not fair, man.
It's not.
realize that's life, but
Yeah.
how hard is it to just not be a dick? Like, in all seriousness.
Apparently, like level 27,000 Dark Souls. Like when you start the game, it says you're dead. That's how hard. It's too super difficult. It goes beyond their being, right? Yo, that uncle, dude. Oh my, what is he? Do we know what he looks like? Just asking for a friend.
We do, and they say his name.
Okay.
I don't remember his last name, but his first name's Jim.
Jim Ross.
No.
Different family, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what? Okay.
But they grew up together. Like there's pictures of his pictures, and even in the show he mentions like their relationship.
Yeah.
There's a picture of Bob's older, so the other guy's a baby, and Bob's holding him, like cradling him, while they're like just out in the field.
That's
Bob
wild.
said they used to just hang out and just literally look up at the sky and then look at this. He's as it shows in the show, nature was his home.
Yeah, because everything he drew was portraits of the environment, so a landscape. Sorry.
And it's crazy because even in the show, when things happen in his life, while he's painting, he talks about it. So he mentioned his wife dying from cancer, and the way he speaks about it, I was like, when this episode comes on, I never watch it.
Yeah, I can see that
because he goes, life is life if it only had light and light moments would be nothing. Life if just dark and dark means nothing. You need the dark to enjoy the light. And he's like, usually when you're in a dark moment, the light always comes. And he goes, I'm just waiting for the light. And he's just painting.
Oh my God.
I was like, oh my God, dude.
God bless Bob Ross. All right. We got to move on here, right? Like I can't sit in this darkness, right? Randall, the Dark Tower, dude. Let's go.
I don't really want to talk about nothing else.
Yeah. You're muted, I think, man. I didn't hear you.
So you're gonna move from one dark thing to another?
Yeah, but I think this one I overheard from his room, and I heard Idris Elba yelling, and it made me laugh. So I thought this would be a good transition.
I got a quick question. So the step brother just sold Bob Ross's name and pocketed all the money for himself.
Yes, he left us.
His son, Bob Ross's son, didn't receive any money and still doesn't receive royalties or anything from what they said.
And he's in the show.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's episodes.
So
of the
why would he give him more than 50%?
Because he trusted him.
When he did this, his son was still like a teenager. Or
that part I understand, but like
who else, Randall? His wife's dead. He only has his son, and
he could have wrote it in a will to his son that when he reaches a certain age, then he gets it all.
Oh well, he might not have known that at the time. I don't know, or maybe the lawyer he had didn't know that either. I don't know. That is pretty odd. Well, I mean, you have to keep in mind it's from his standpoint. Like he wasn't thinking that because he thought his stepbrother wouldn't fucking do this, right? Like,
yeah, I mean, everybody thinks that their family's going to be, thinks that they're going to continue being the way that the view that they have them, and then come to find out that they're actually dickheads.
Right? Like,
but that's like pure evil.
That's betrayal. Yes, that's part of what is it called, Brian?
And greed. Happy accidents, betrayal, and greed.
Betrayal and greed. That's what happened. Because Randall, let's say me and you grew up for like who knows how they were kids, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna die, Randall. I'm gonna give you 50% of it because I hope you do right by the name. Because that's how close we were.
Mm-hmm.
And then he died, and then now he can't do anything about it.
Did they say in the documentary that they were close?
Yeah, like Brian was mentioning earlier, they grew up together.
And even in the show itself, he mentions like how close he is to his stepbrother. The other part that's like, even if they had royalties, let's say Bob's family had the royalties of the show, one of his friends speculates as to how he got, I don't remember, I think it's lymphoma. I don't remember which cancer he had, but almost every episode, to clean the brush, he essentially puts a bunch of paint thinner and wax it around to dry it off.
Yeah.
And fuming, like having that direct contact to it is what he thinks is the reason he got it.
Oh,
And they kept showing parts in the episode when he starts doing it because he always laughs and says "beat the devil out of it." That's what Bob
yeah.
would say. So if I were to watch this show again and see him do that, I'd probably get teary eyed.
Speed the and slaps the shit out of it. Speed the devil out of it. That's wild.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Assholes, man.
yeah. There's not much to say besides that. Yeah, you're right. It's just assholes. All right. Well, I mean, we got to move. I'm gonna move this along here. But then, Brian, if you don't want to talk about anything else, I get it. Brian, it's time to talk about Donda. Okay. I have choice fucking words.
You can go first.
Okay, we might have different takes. Out of a album that takes an hour and 50 minutes, 27 tracks.
Jesus Christ.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yes, exactly. That is the majority of this album is Jesus Christ. Literally. 3 songs I liked.
Out of 27?
Out of 27, 3.
I got 5.
I did not. There was some that would have made it. Like the second track, Jay-Z had an awesome fucking verse in it. Very fucking good. The rest of it, no. I think it's called Jail.
Jail, yeah.
Jail was when he came on. I'm like, yo, he's spitting crazy shit. But the lead up to him, like Kanye's part before, I'm like, I can't like this because I have to listen through all of that to get to the really good part, which Jay-Z's on that track.
The song, let me see, is this my favorite song? I think it probably is.
Believe What I
Off
Say.
The Grid.
Oh, Off the Grid's good too.
Oh yeah, believe what I say. Off the Grid, right? So, Kanye's first verse, whatever.
Yeah,
Playboy Cardi's verse, entertaining, but it
could be better.
To where his entertaining part, yeah, it could have been better. 504's part,
Yes.
so it's like 5-minute song, and I'm like, I hearted it, but I don't know if it's gonna last. I'm probably gonna listen to the song and think, yo, when is his verse coming on?
Yeah.
It's gonna be to the point where I'm like, is it worth having this come up and shuffle if I wait for the 3 minutes in?
That's how I judge if it's a like song that I'm going to keep in my library. Is like, if this comes on shuffle, am I hitting skip? The majority of this album is yes, I'm going to hit skip. And that's like, it hurts. Because like, bro, the amount of time you spent talking about this, the amount of times you've redone stuff, you're like, what are you doing? But the one I mentioned, Believe What I Say, easily my favorite song on the album.
Yeah. It was very. I had to look at the credits to see if Kate Tronado worked on the instrumental.
Did he?
No, he did not.
Oh,
but it sounds up. It
yeah,
sounds like
that fucking instrumental was such a vibe groove, and then he rapped on it. So I'm like, this is what you needed, an album of this. And I'm like, well,
Right back, guys.
no problem, dude.
I don't even know what to say about this. I mean, as everyone, for new listeners,
Yeah,
I hold still. I'll give it hold.
okay.
Kanye and his music to a very high standard. I dare to say he's the reason I even went into a music profession.
Yep.
Ever since I heard College Dropout when I was like 8, from there on, he will always have that spot in like my list or like in terms of inspiration.
In your career or your life, yeah.
Right. It's stuff like this that makes it like, I can't shit on anything he did prior, but it leaves such a bad taste in my mouth because I know it could have been better than this.
Yes. When you have like those 3 tracks, like Off the Grid, Jay-Z's part in Jail, Believe What I Say. I also did Praise the Lord. No, Praise God. Is that what the track is called?
I don't see. Yeah, praise. I don't remember what that sound like. And the other thing too is
Kirill in the chat. That song I insta skipped. We're gonna be okay. I insta skipped as soon as I started hearing that.
Which song was that?
24.
I skipped it. So the thing I was gonna complain to, we get artists that we haven't really heard a full collab with them. I mean, with
there was a weekend feature, Brian.
Hurricane.
I'm like,
we've gotten one before, but it was on
Pablo. Yeah, Pablo. The
Pablo.
fuck my life was the name of the song.
Yeah, we get a weekend chorus. I like the chorus.
Yep.
Not the rest of the song. And it's like these are such that he's throwing away star quality, like top tier shit
for whatever this like
for
experimental
rough
thing he's
drafts.
doing.
That's
Yeah,
what this
like
feels like. 27 rough draft.
it's
His
unfortunate.
3 times he did live hearings, that was just early access. You guys paid him for early access album. And I don't know. Like, even the songs that I liked, who knows a week from now if I'm still gonna care about them.
I don't know if they'll age. No, I stand behind Believe What I Say. That one,
Yeah.
it hooked me, and I'm like, this is it. Believe What I Say is my fit. Like that is the track. If he came out with this and be like, oh, I have a new track coming out, and he just came out with that, I'd be super hyped for whatever the project is. Like that one, I'm gonna stand behind. That one's gonna be in my library forever.
What
But
was
like
your 3 that you liked?
off the grid, Praise God, and Believe What I Say.
Okay, I didn't like Praise God. Let me see what it sounds like real quick.
It's Travis Scott, the Travis Scott track.
Oh,
You didn't like the Travis Scott track?
I didn't like it. I don't. Which pisses me off. Is this the one with Baby Keem on it? This, I think it might be. It's this song, another one with Baby Keem on it, and I'm very partial to Baby Keem, especially as of late.
I got stuff to
Durag
listen to.
Activity so far still a song of the year for me.
Okay.
Say what you want. All right.
No, I was gonna say that I haven't heard the Kendrick feature. The one you shared, I haven't heard that yet.
That one.
So I got to listen to that first.
I'll finish you ranting on this, and I guess I'll talk about that for like a minute.
Mm-hmm.
You get, it's like a melting pot of quality actors, quality artists, but like, it's weird to say that Kanye's the one that dropped the ball on this.
Yeah. It's
And
not the
even, like,
features. It's not their verses. It's like
the album
what
he had prior was it wasn't
it was the On God one, the Ye. It's literally YE, I think
Yay.
it was called. Yay.
Jesus is King is what it's called.
Oh, okay.
This gospel, not really my thing, but he brought his quality of production to gospel. With this, I can't even say that for a lot of these songs.
None of them sound like gospel. None of them are even like sampling choirs. There's no like
even
instrumentals in it.
Even
Like-
if you take the gospel, get it out of here.
Mhm.
Like in Jesus is King, it's just old Kanye beats with the Lord putting in lyrics, and this is like
None of
it's
that.
only a Kanye songs by name.
Yeah. Yeah. Krill in the chat is like, even the songs that he liked, he can't wait for them to get remixed by another producer. Which I
Honestly.
can see that. And he also, it was hard to tell what was going on in half of the songs. Some of them was just a lot of noise being thrown together, and I was like, ugh. Some of it wasn't easy to digest. That's the problem. Like a lot,
Especially
like
for 2 hours.
yes, the length was like, what the fuck, bro? Just pick the really good ones and just come out with quality over quantity, right? Like,
Mm-hmm. It's
I'll-
annoying because like
This is the new album that everybody's like, when is it gonna drop? When is it gonna drop? Right?
Yes. And to be honest, I wish he just kept it and just literally drop
Yeah.
one or two of these tracks that are in it and just release them as singles and moved on. I did
what he
not.
should have done. Only drop Believe What I Say. The rest of them with artists on them. Have that on their album.
Not even-
Optimize the production, whatever. Give
Okay.
it to them.
I would say put more work into it. Like it was a good
That's
start,
what this
but
is,
not.
a
It didn't
2-hour
land.
Reference album. That's what this is.
I was like, I didn't even know it came out until Krillic walked into the office and he's like, "Yo, did you praise God yet?" And I'm like, "What?" He's like,
I
"Yeah,
saw it.
Donda's out," and I'm like, "What?"
It came out on Saturday, but I was like, I'm gonna wait
I didn't even know it came out Saturday.
because I know he likes to again with his early access Kickstarter album patch notes before it comes or after it
Ugh,
comes out.
yeah.
I was like, let me let it marinate. He'll change something. Honestly, I don't know. Do I recommend this? No.
No,
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
if
I
you're
can't
I mean,
believe I'm
if you
saying
only
this.
liked like oh,
3
shit,
out of the
I don't know.
27.
For me, it's 5 out of 20. I didn't mention mine. Mine Off the Grid,
Yeah,
Jonah, Believe What I Say,
you like Jonah Part 2 or the regular one?
the regular one. Let me see what
Oh,
it's-
okay.
So what's weird? The reason I was surprised I liked it. The chorus completely offbeat.
Okay.
The verses I enjoyed,
Okay.
and I like what he's saying in the chorus. It being offbeat is probably gonna later down the line. I'm like, fix that shit, and I'm gonna unheart it.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, so Off the Grid, Jonah, Believe What I Say, Pure Souls, and Part 2 of OK OK because they gave me Dance Hall Lady or like Jamaican Lady. And
I
like,
heard
you
it.
got
I'm
me.
like, I think Brian's gonna like this one because of the dance hall.
Yeah.
No, I didn't end up liking it. I enjoyed that dancehall part, but I'm like, it's not. If it came on shuffle, I'd still skip.
It's just like, I
Yeah,
don't.
this doesn't sound like Eric Bellinger when he came out with his 30
Yes.
songs or whatever. Like all of them were decent. Like there were a couple that were like amazing, and then then it was like, okay, it's the same beat with just some different words at this point. Like you can kind of get into it, but at a certain point, you're just like,
It becomes
okay, I get it.
It becomes noise.
This sounds like, huh?
It just becomes noise after a while.
Yeah, this one sounds like it's like way worse though. Like that they just tried to do too much at once instead of having like a nice like 12 to 15 track album that was like they put all the effort into and it was solid and this was the shit. They were like, nah, that's a banger. Throw it in there.
I think you bring up a good point. It's just it lacked focus, and that's the problem. Go ahead, Brian.
It felt like, from what I remember you guys saying about the Eric Bellinger album, or I think it was just Kelsey, it just felt like an hour of the exact same song playing for the most part. For this, imagine if I made 2 hours of beta versions of WarioWare minigames. Where just everything's like, yo, I'm gonna auto-tune a sponge dropping on the floor. All right, that's one song. That's what this felt like, and it's like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah,
like if you like, and the artists they have on their quality artists like The Weeknd. So imagine I got Mozart to juggle, and I recorded that instead of having him fucking
go ham on him,
or compose. He's juggling.
Krill says his album is Omni 2. Yeah, it's just a mess, man.
As someone who has spent years of being a Kanye fan, having to defend him because he's a shit, like, outside of music, which I always separate the two. He's a shitty person. Now, I don't know if he actually is a better person now. It's just get album sales. But having to defend his music or defend his personality and getting people to like the music, having to sell his music, and this comes out, I have nothing to say.
Yeah. Don't listen to this, man.
The part that sucks is that, like, the person I would love an album from, which is Frank Ocean, with the loss of family last year, being like his brother died in a car accident. I don't know when I'm getting an album. I don't know what's happening with him, but like my ace in the hole isn't like available to give something to me.
So you're stuck with the sour taste.
So I'm stuck. Yeah. So like I'm stuck with this. Whenever The Weeknd drops his album, Drake said he's dropping it this week, Friday. His album.
What?
Yeah, it's coming out this Friday.
Randall, this is Rand.
Do you think this is gonna redeem the music week that you're having right now?
it may be because Drake likes to do funny bangers. Like that's what he excels at. Like it's like catchy stuff that just he and his verses are just like weird references. The writing's funny for the most part, unless it's like we'll see.
What you don't know is it's literally just going to be 18 tracks of God's plan.
That's what he wants.
That's exactly what I want.
I know. That's why I said that.
With Drake, at least, even if I don't like a song, more often than not, it's optimized. It's not.
It's a solid track.
Idea. It's actually a song either made for radio or whatever, but it's put out complete.
Focused.
With this, it's like, yo, you know how you feel when you back a game on Indiegogo and you don't hear anything from years and then you realize it's canceled? That's what this album feels like.
Yeah. I like the song that had the Kid Cudi guitar. Oh, that's right. I remember because he like distorted that fucking sound. I forgot what track it was. I don't know. I don't recommend listening to this. Again, the ones that I definitely do is Believe What I Say. That one had such a vibe to it. He rapped on it like that one. I think that's the one he put the most work into. I think it sounds great.
Do you want to recommend just the songs that you guys did like?
Yeah,
like I know you said a couple of them before. Do you want to just give it like list them off?
That's the thing. The only song I can wholeheartedly recommend to you
is one.
What I Say.
Believe What I Say.
I don't know if I listen to this later. If I listen to it tomorrow, I don't know if I still like it.
Yes,
and I heard it today.
That's why, yeah, I can't recommend. The ones I can recommend is Believe What I Say. The others, give me a week because I just heard it today. So give me a week. If when it comes up randomly on my 2021 playlist, if I hit skip on them, I'm removing it. Like I'm sorry, dude. Like I was when Krill said he dropped an album, I'm like, okay, let's go. But then I saw the length, and then I'm like,
Yeah,
2
again,
hours?
these
Bro,
albums I was excited about, and I saw the link, and I said, and I still haven't heard them. And him being him, I'm like, I have to.
yeah.
I don't know if this will work moving forward.
I don't
If I
like
see
that.
he puts out a 2 hour out, I'm like, I'll catch
Each
the
song
singles.
is over 4 minutes.
There's a two. Okay, the one that pissed me off. I forgot what it was called. There's one called Jesus Pray. No, Jesus Pray something. It's almost 9 minutes. Then he made a part 2 of that and made it 11 minutes and 30 seconds.
Jesus Lord.
Jesus
Thing is,
Lord, that's what it's
why
called.
call it part 2? It's not a continuation. It's a different version of the song.
Yeah.
So for Jail, in part 1, Jay-Z's on it. In
Yep.
part 2, Jay-Z's not on it. The rest of the song's the same, but they put the baby in it. It's not a sequel. That's a variant.
It's a.
Are we getting into COVID here? Like,
Yeah. It's a variant. Oh my god. Yeah, like again, if Jay-Z's like, yo, man, I'm gonna get my own version of this track, and he puts that verse and instrument on his own album in the future, that Jail track with just Jay-Z's part, awesome. And believe what I say. I was made in the image of God to call that a selfie. What? That's one line from Jay-Z's part. And I'm like, holy shit. It's too early in the morning for sentences like that. Okay? Nah. Like Jay-Z killed that track, and then unfortunately it's on that track, right?
Yeah, so like, do I recommend this? No. If you tell me this is your favorite album from Kanye, I don't talk to you about music anymore. Lose my number. Forget what I look like.
Wow, that's deep.
This was it's just disappointment, to be honest with you.
Honestly, I'm starting. Kill Real says that he's starting to believe that Kanye songs are extremely remixable, but the originals are meh. For his more recent stuff, maybe, but like stuff from College Dropout, 808s and Heartbreak, like those stuff, I don't want to hear any remix on those. Like, right?
Right up, I didn't hear Cuddy's new album, so I don't know if he produced anything on there. But after the year where he had everyone drop 5-song EPs, right after that, it was like, just seek help. Either only produce, or just stop with the music.
We'll see what happens, man. But I guess we'll end it with that. I don't recommend it, man. Besides
if
that one song,
if this is because of his mental state, I hope you figure it out. I
Yep.
think he's back with Kim again allegedly. I don't know what's going on.
yeah, I
Get
don't
in
know.
a good spot. If this is what you're getting when you put all your time into it, consider something else.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't. I mean, we've been listening to him since
Yeah.
I joined in graduation, I think, and then listened to College Dropout afterward, and that was before.
I think
But
at this point, it's the same way I feel about Nas. I don't need any more music from you. What you've given me already is more than enough for a lifetime.
yeah, man.
We don't need any more Kanye albums. We're good. You don't need to feel like you owe us anything. We have like 6 slapping albums,
Yeah,
which is more than a lot of people can say they have.
Adele only has 2, right? Like
Just
slapping
3,
albums.
right?
Yeah, she has
The first
3.
one slapped.
Brian,
She has 3 aged ones.
Yeah, and her first 2 are the slappers. The latest one wasn't slappers. There's
Was
like
it?
2
Let's see.
songs. Hello
Let me see.
and
Let me
what was the other
Let
one?
me see. Let me see.
I'm sorry. There's 3 tracks on there. It was Hello,
Let me see.
Love Again, I think it was, or something like that, and
Let me
then
see.
Brian's like,
25's the new one.
yeah, it's 19, 21, and
It's
25.
not showing any of them hearted for me, but I know for a fact I've hearted Hello.
They might have replaced the release.
Okay, they give me 2 different versions of the album.
Because
The
the way they
last one has 11 songs. I have hearted to this day. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
oh, you have more than I do then. On that one, I had like 3 of them that I'm like, this slaps. But
If you listen
21
back
is
to
like
a lot of these, Anthony.
maybe I'm maybe giving it another re-listen, but 21 on one listen, I'm like, yes.
So let me see something. Like songs 21.
Probably the whole album run. Like the album was full of slappers.
It's not even like she has an album that's just clean. I think there's one song she has an explicit, So she put out 2 different versions of the album, and I have some songs on a different one. So I don't even know the count.
That's just
So
the
let me
data's
see.
fucked up when they
Again,
added
11
it.
songs on 21. 1,
All
2,
of them.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7. By one song, it wins.
Oh, I told you, bro. Anyway, we're not
Wait,
talking about
no.
those.
That's fraud. It says One and Only isn't hearted, so that means it's on a different version. So
That's 8. And there's no way you don't have One and Only hearted. Kelsey, when you hear
yeah.
One and Only, you'll fucking heart it too. All right? And those
Yeah,
has
it's my kind of
slappers.
song.
Bro, I promise it's worthy. So yeah, the Baby Keem song with Kendrick. If you just watch the video muted, very entertaining. Right?
Really?
I don't know. I think it's the way it was edited or like the transitions or what they did. Whoever did the video, I found it aesthetically pleasing and entertaining. The song, I went in like maybe a few lines. He does some weird repetitive stuff, Baby Keem.
Okay.
And I was like, I don't give a shit about this. And then I think he did it on purpose because he actually starts spitting bars.
Right after?
But you know how normally he's like low effort. You know I'm the man. He's yelling.
Oh, so he got some Kendrick energy in him.
Yeah. And then Kendrick comes in, and people are like, "Oh, for a 4-year hiatus, this is a whatever verse." If you compare it to him, it's whatever, but it's still a solid ass verse.
Okay.
The whole song is entertaining. It's not what I expected it to be. And the beginning part, unless that part like pisses you off, even in a past life, I think people should listen to that.
Okay, I'll give it a listen. I was going to ask you. I mean, after we haven't heard from Kendrick since the Damn album, so I was going to ask like if he's still at it.
I mean, I enjoyed his verse.
An instrumental slap? Like, is it a bang? Like, is it like hype or is it
it's high energy? I don't remember what it sounds like. So while we're speaking, I'm gonna look it up again.
Okay, because I saw you.
Yeah.
You put it in my Discord, and I'm like, I gotta listen to this, and I haven't yet.
Hold on, I'm clicking. I'm one hit.
I'm not.
What I hear is that you hate your brother. Got it.
Definitely not. On God, I don't. Fuck.
Hold on. Everyone shut the hell up.
All right, I'm shutting the hell up. Over.
Okay, so boom.
It's a whatever instrumental. It's mostly just Kendrick and Baby Keem on it. That
bring the energy. Okay,
yeah.
Cool. Now I gotta listen to this. It's probably workout music.
Could be. Especially if you like. I hate when Baby Keem whispers. Well, he's like.
I don't. That's entertaining to me. Do rag activity. Yeah. Oof.
If I was a
shut
rapper,
the fuck
I would
up.
sound like. If I was a rapper, I sound like Baby Keem mixed with Valet, which is the Margilla with the. He literally whispers.
Yeah.
He said the way he records like that is because he used to live in a really cheap place with the walls really thin. And so he would have to whisper into his mic, and he never got out of that.
Which is just a habit. I mean, it worked out for him because those tracks are chill and they have a good vibe to it. Like when my Aunt Brian fucking died, I think.
It looks like he did.
Yeah, that man.
Or he's pulling the best prank ever of him just being like,
that fucker's stony right now, my guy. Holy shit. Oh, he's back. He's good. What was I gonna say? I mean, the Miami song was okay, and then what was the first one he came out with? Ballet.
Miami was like his big.
Oh no, he's fucking up. It's always the same time too. Like, yo, hey, he could probably hear us. It's just his video acting up.
Big song, but yeah, he.
You, Brian, you're cutting in and out. I'm clipping that shit. I'm gonna keep that for my personal laugh. Oh my god. Good? Yeah, you're good. It's just funny because you eat and you come back. Like, you're gonna fucking shoot yourself. That made me laugh. Oh fuck! I'm laughing again.
Yes,
it was good to laugh again.
Yeah, songs where it's hit or miss Valet. Sometimes I'm like, what the fuck? And there's one song in one breath he does a whole verse.
What?
I have to. That's wild. I'm gonna put it. I'm gonna put it in your Discord, but we can move on if you want.
I remember laughter. You'll get over the hump, bro. You'll be back to laughing. When you're swimming in the cash, what are they gonna do? Fire you? Okay.
Hey guys, it's official. I signed up for my jiu-jitsu class on Friday.
Let's go. Let's go. What time is it in the afternoon? Like late afternoon, or is it like?
No, it's 6:30 to 8.
Okay. Let's go, bro. I need you to like get ridiculous with it. Like I need to see you as a new Tekken character.
Well, I mean, I've been rolling on Mondays when I can with Q, the fighter. And I mean, of
From
course,
Third
he kicks my
Strike?
ass, but what's up,
From Third Strike?
Q?
You say Q?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Q. His name is Quintez's Sap.
You can move on. I'm gonna send you a picture.
Okay.
I don't remember Q being in Third Strike. But he's just so fast. But I like rolling with him because one, I get to learn a bunch of shit, and
Yes.
he likes having somebody that's like probably twice his size and weight, to roll with. Because if he can get me off, haha,
Oh, ho, ho, ho.
he can get anybody off.
Okay. That's cool. All right, man. Well, let me. Well, I guess. Well, I'm gonna ask you Monday if you're on about the class.
I sent you who's teaching you Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
Wild. Okay. Bum, ba, bum.
Hold on, let me. Well, there's actually a guy named Q, and I don't remember him in Third Strike.
It's because 7 people in the world play him.
Yeah, I don't. He wasn't a very popular character. I think.
People like him. It's just no one wants to play him.
I got you. Jambi's over here just cursing up a storm, dude. Can he relax, bro?
I'll do that to you.
He still plays WoW?
I don't know.
I haven't seen him on. Does he still stream WoW? I haven't seen him online.
He randomly streams, and when he does,
Forgot I muted. Yeah, he still plays WoW. He's currently, or he was playing.
Oh yeah, he says he still plays WoW. Do you stream it? Like I haven't seen him on. I am literally streaming now. Oh, okay, sorry, my bad. I don't see. I guess he streams at the same time we stream, so my bad. Every time I'm like, when I'm trying to go to bed and I just have a stream up, I never see him on there. So like, I don't know.
I'm waiting until he jumps ship and moves over to Final Fantasy 14 like everybody else.
Oh, I need to ask him that if he liked it or not.
From like level 1 to 60 for free.
He says that ain't happening. That shit is boring.
Oh, he didn't like it. Okay.
I don't think he likes the grind to get up there. Of course, the grind in WoW is just as bad. But I don't know how the end game is. So
I don't know if Johan's in the chat, but he's got you, bro. That is the our sponsor for that. We have Cobra for Ubisoft, and now we have Johan for Final Fantasy 14.
And then you got me for Square.
Facts. Speaking of which, did you start Legend of Mana with Adam?
No, we never played together. I got a majority of the way through the game and then stopped and started doing other. It just lost interest in all games. And then we were talking about Final Fantasy 14 and Triple Triad, and I was like, now I want to play Triple Triad, and so I installed 8 again.
And you're playing that, cool.
Creatures of Aether, free to play. It's on Steam now. It's Triple Triad. It's even ranked.
You're ranked.
Free.
Oof.
Number 1 in my heart.
Oh, he fucking turned that around. Yeah, he got you. He fucking got you.
Put out your hand.
Wrong. On mine, you're backwards. I don't know if that was.
Oh yeah.
All right. Well, that relationship went through a roller coaster of emotions. All right, Ron. So you good for the rest of the day? You don't want to talk about anything else?
No, I guess I'm fine.
Okay. Well, Dark Tower. It's all right. And Idris Elba. Tell me about it. I saw this trailer a long time ago. This is an older movie, so I'm like, I might watch that one day. The Dark Tower.
It was pretty good. It was better than I thought it was gonna be. I looked at the Rotten Tomato score. I don't remember what it is off the top of my head, but
it was like low. It was like low.
I think the critics gave it a 60, and like I think the people gave it like 30 something.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, it was decent. It wasn't. I don't know why I got such a low score, to be honest. So it's a movie about. I don't even know how to put this. It's weird. It's like nothing I've ever seen. I don't think. So Idris Elba plays what is called a gunslinger, which is pretty much like.
I'm listening.
You got Brian's attention.
Yeah.
Pretty much, he's like Doctor Strange with a gun.
Brian's watching this right after this fucking podcast.
But he doesn't have any powers or anything like that. But like when I say he's
Doctor Strange,
because you know how like Doctor Strange and the people in I forget what they're called.
The Emporium, not Emporium. Oh my god, you talking about
do this for a whole movie?
Nah. But you know who I'm talking about, that group.
Yeah.
Like they're responsible for protecting the Earth's realm from darkness.
Yeah.
Well, that's what a gunslinger does. They literally protect the world, but not just our world, but you know how like Asgard, Midgard, and it's like all these different, and then like Asgard is responsible for protecting all those different realms.
Yeah.
Well, they protect multiple realms.
Okay.
Multiverse, another multiverse type of
Let's
thing.
go. I'm there.
So like at the center of the multiverse though is this dark tower. The dark tower is what actually physically protects those different universes from darkness, which is on the other side, which you don't want to come in.
Okay.
So the whole movie, Matthew McConaughey, which is like a sorcerer, he has like his own little I wouldn't even call it little. I would just say like he has a whole organization that's under him, and their whole sole purpose is to destroy the tower. They destroy the tower, the power goes away, and then whatever's on the outside comes in.
Oh, okay.
So that's pretty much the movie. It's like Idris Elba is trying to stop him from doing that. What they use in order to destroy the tower is they kidnap children, and they said in the beginning of the movie, it said it's the pure mind of a child has the power to destroy the tower.
Okay.
So they kidnap children, and they harness the children's purity.
Okay.
And they turn it into an energy and project it like a projectile, like a beam of
through their gun.
No, like it's like this huge machine. So they have a whole bunch of children sitting around this machine, and then they harness it, and then it goes through the machine, and then the machine shoots at the tower.
Okay.
Now, where Idris Elba comes in is like, of course, he has superhuman abilities as far as like he's strong and fast and stuff like that, and he heals quickly. But what's most impressive about him is his shooting. So first of all, he has these revolvers that are look like they come from Final Fantasy, and they're crafted. The material of the gun.
Wait, hold on, I'm gonna cut you off. In comparison to Looper's guns, what's the size difference?
Pretty similar.
Holy shit! Okay, that's wild because Looper.
And he has two of them.
Oh, Brian's watching this.
And on top of it,
came in his pants.
And on top of it, the material of the gun is forged by the same material that's forged by Excalibur.
What the Excalibur guns, bro? That's crazy. Gun blades. Is it a gun blade like chat says?
It doesn't have a blade on it, but the material is the same. But and it's a revolver. And like so in his realm, they don't have the bullets in the round casing for a revolver. You know how like as time advanced, they put the bullets in the round casing, and you just change it, and it will shoot out the casing, and then you just put in another one. Yeah. But in the Western days, you had to load the revolver one bullet at a time. Correct. Well, that's the realm he's from. That's what he's used to. Uh-huh. But the way he loads it is like it's an automatic rifle. I mean, not a rifle. Yeah, like an automatic rifle. So he'll take out a handful of bullets, and he'd be like, and then load the gun.
What the hell?
He'll put like all the bullets in like half of a second.
That's what. So he's just that quick with it?
Yes.
Two massive fucking like Looper guns. How does he shoot and not blow out his shoulder?
How does he?
Because he has superhuman. Like, he's not a
regular human. Got it. Okay.
How does he load it with the two out then?
Anytime you see him do it, he does it with one. He's like, he puts one away, and then he loads the other one, and then next thing you know, he has two of them again.
Oh shit! Okay.
But that's in the very beginning of the movie. As the movie advances and he he comes to Earth Realm because he's not familiar with Earth Realm, and he doesn't know that in our world you could go anywhere and get guns, and bullets and stuff like that.
Welcome to America.
So the movie is kind of.
It's not just America, everywhere else.
The movie is kind of centered around this specific kid because he has like abnormal. This is something I wanted to mention to you. So they call
the Avengers
the ability to, like, some kids, all kids have this power, this purity or whatever. But some kids have it stronger than others, and guess what they call them?
Super children.
They call it their ability. They have like what is kind of known as psychic ability, but they don't know they have it. It's called the shine.
Oh, is it related to the book? I
don't know.
Look to see if it's part of his universe, because there's a lot of movies that are intertwined that way. Dark Tower, The Shining connection. Is mentioned in Dark Tower novels. Is mentioned in Dark Tower. So is it? Of all the Stephen King's novels, the Dark Tower saga has had the most persistent hold upon the author's imagination. He wrote it. So yeah.
Okay.
So it's the same universe, I would imagine, in some way.
All right. So they pretty much, those kids, some kids have the same thing, that they have the shine.
They have the shine.
His shine was really strong, which is why Matthew McConaughey's character was particularly going after him, because with him, he can power the machine and it would destroy the tower.
Just one person.
Just that kid.
Damn. That's Broly.
So they were after him the whole movie. Idris Elba is protecting him. So when they go to Earth, we just call it Earth Realm. When they go to Earth Realm, and he finds out that they have like all these guns and stuff like that or whatever, because he's thinking like in his realm, bullets are scarce.
They're playing Metro Exodus over there.
Yeah.
Got it.
But when he comes to Earth and they go to this gun shop, and he's like, so he just pretty much asks for all the bullets that they have. But they're in the casing, so now all he has to do is just change the cartridge. He doesn't have to load them in manually.
Yeah, because you can just swap it and put it.
So his whole belt
is just filled with cartridges.
It's filled with cartridges, like around his belt, even on his chest or whatever. So he's literally just going,
and then just shooting with two guns. That's Brian. I gotta watch this.
An entire like
army
with just him and the two revolvers. And I'm talking.
That's Brian's character there.
I don't want to give too much about this movie. I'm just going to say this one last thing, and then I'll let you guys decide whether or not you want to go see it.
Nah, I don't want Bazooka.
This has to do with his skill.
Okay.
He has the ability, if he
quiets... The Allstate guy's in it.
If he... Oh, that's it. So it's two things I want to mention. One thing I want to mention is, you remember... what's the name of that movie? The twins. The twins.
Boy and Lava Girl.
They were Irish.
The twins were Irish?
Yeah, I think they were Irish.
Boy or girl?
No, they were dudes. But they were killers. Like, they were like...
you're talking about the...
Shawshank?
No, Brian. The one that he's telling us to watch.
Boondock Saints.
Boondock Saints. Yes.
So you know how...
amazing movie.
So you know how they had a saying that they always quoted?
Yes.
He has one too in this movie, and it's similar.
Oh, okay.
Which is pretty cool. But the thing that I was getting to was, if he quiets his mind, he has the ability to shoot anything anywhere. It doesn't matter where it's at.
Brian's mane is literally forming in his face as you speak.
So like, it was this part where like this village is being attacked, and the reason why it's being attacked, is because they're trying to get the kid.
Right.
So one of the dudes actually get the kid.
Oh.
And it's like all this chaos, like stuff is on fire, and it's that people are getting killed, people are fighting back, and all this stuff like that. And Idris Elba is also kind of injured. But this, like, so just imagine like if we're in this city or let's say your neighborhood, and the guy gets to like
down the road right before you can take a left out of the street.
Yeah, he gets it all the way down there in the midst of a chaos.
People running around.
If he quiets his mind, he'll close his eyes and he'll start listening to everything, and then he'll start hearing. He can hear like water hitting the ground.
Like
he can
meters
hear
away from
the leaves blowing, anything, all that stuff like that. And he'll just point his gun at where he think he hears the person at, and he'll fire the gun, and it'll go through everything and hit his target.
Oh my God, that's Brian's bane right there. Dual revolvers. If he all he do is close his eyes, listen, and then fire.
Yeah.
What?
And the whole thing centered around that is that, in part of the quote, if I remember correctly, is like he says he doesn't kill with his gun, he kills with his heart.
Oh,
that's part of the quote.
That's part of the state. This thing he says.
So Randall, game of the year.
It seems like it's just very like an action entertaining, like a popcorn movie.
I think that if I had saw this when it came out, then I would say, yeah. But because it's an older movie, I've seen a lot of.
Movie made 4 years old.
I've seen a lot of things since then.
Too.
Good God. Yeah, Rotten Tomatoes, you said, gave 16%, and the audience score gave it a 45.
Yeah. It's bad reviews, so I guess watch it just for the pure like entertainment.
But that's the thing. I don't understand why the rating is so low, because it's not a terrible movie. It's not terrible. It's
people's comparison to the book.
Yeah, that's what it was. It was because a lot of people read the book and it wasn't a good. Because some people were saying like it's kind of difficult to put all the information that's in the book in a 2-hour movie. So I guess that what the problem was.
Which makes sense.
But it was a great concept because I had never seen anything like that. Gunslingers as protectors, and it's like they don't have like mystical powers as far as like projectiles and magic and all that stuff like that. It's just they got guns, and these jokers can shoot. Like they can shoot better than, because he had his father. They show his father at the beginning of the movie, and I was telling Anthony earlier when I was watching it about Matthew McConaughey's character. Like his character is very. He makes Ramsey look like a Smurf.
That's bad. In a good way, right?
Like anytime he's on screen, someone's dying.
Oh shit!
It's not if someone's dying. It's someone is dying.
It's when and who.
Yes, and it's like it's so tense that you're just like, man, just do what you're going to do, bro. Like, stop wasting time. Yeah. I know you're going to kill somebody. Just do it. And like he has this long and like super stressful, intense conversation with this woman, and I'm like. And then once you find out what he does to her afterwards, it's like, wow. Because they don't show it when it happens.
Oh, some
people they do, but her in particular they didn't. But because it was like a shock value type thing.
Okay.
But his character, I'm gonna put it to you this way.
Okay.
He scares me more than Loki does.
Loki from Marvel?
Any version of Loki.
Oh, okay.
Matter of fact, he scares me more than Thanos. With the gauntlet.
Nah, Randall. I'm sorry.
Anthony, he walked up to a dude and said, "Stop breathing," and the dude stopped breathing and died.
Oh shit, that's pretty. Okay, that's power.
So, yeah, he's really powerful, bro. Like it's scary. Like the whole time I was like, I know he's gonna fight Idris Elba at the end of the movie. What the heck is he gonna do with 2 revolvers?
If Brian tells the story, everything, right? It's 2 revolvers. All right, I mean, you have my interest. I gotta see if I can give it a shot.
Yeah, this sounds like at least a one shot.
A one watch. Yeah, I'm with you on that. Okay. The intrigue is definitely there. I'm interested to watch this because I saw the trailer years ago and I'm like, oh, this may be good, and then I never watched it.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a bunch of movies that you're like that looks interesting, and then years later you're like, I should probably give this a try. And you go, I really didn't miss much not watching this, but I'm kind of glad I at least got it out of the way.
Yeah, yep, I'm right there with you.
I honestly think it was a good movie.
Okay, I mean that's fine. I'm not saying I'm gonna watch it and tell you it's bad. Like I'm just,
I'm really surprised.
Not like Suicide Squad.
Yeah, like I'm not gonna blindside you. Like that was when Kelsey came last week. I'm like, that's what the wildest statement was. The first one was better than the second one. I'm never gonna forget that. That I was not expecting.
Yeah, Shannon and I seriously we were watching it. We're like, this is really kind of boring.
Oh man, okay. All right. You ended up speaking of the devil. You watched Vacation Friends too. You're having yourself a binge.
Vacation Friends.
Vacation Friends, John Cena and the chick. And
that movie was crazy. It was funny too. It was really funny.
Is it like outlandishly funny, like they do wild situations, and that's what makes it funny, or?
So John Cena and his girlfriend, this is going to sound weird, but they are the craziest couple that you want to be friends. You want to know, but you don't want. I don't know how to put this. Like they're fun,
Yeah,
but they're dangerous at the same time.
like they're like, hey, let's, I don't know, Evil Knievel shit, like that kind of stuff.
I'll put it to you like this. So, I forget the dude's name. What's the other main character's name? Do you know off the top of your head?
At the top of my head, I do not.
The character or the actor?
The actor.
Lil Rel Howery. He plays Marcus.
Okay, the dude. I'll say okay. Marcus and his wife. All right,
which is Emily.
All right. So Marcus and his wife go on vacation because he plans to propose to her.
Uh-huh.
In the midst of it, they run into John Cena and his girlfriend.
Yeah.
And it's because their room gets destroyed that they offer them to stay with them in their suite.
Okay.
And they have like a presidential suite, so they have plenty of room. So reluctantly, Marcus accepts because his wife is like, we might as well, we came all this way, blah, 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 so on and so forth. So they do. This is to paint the picture on what type of people John Cena and his girlfriend is.
Okay.
They serve the margaritas. And I think it's margaritas that you put salt around the edge of the glass.
Yes.
Yeah.
So he served it to them, and he's like, man, this is good, Marcus. And he's like, man, this is really good. But why can't I taste the salt on the edge? Like, is this like tasteless salt?
It wasn't Coke, was it?
It was cocaine.
Oh, no.
He was like, what? He was like, how do you make margaritas? Like, that's what John Cena was like. I'm like, what?
Okay.
This is the type of people that they dealing with.
Like, how are they still alive kind of people? Like, they're doing wild shit. Okay.
Yeah. And he's like a John Cena's character, like back in the real world, he's a park ranger. And his girl, I think she works in like some sort of medical office or something like that. But the movie is about Marcus proposing to his girl and then having a wedding. And then them meeting them when they're on the holiday.
Okay.
And all the crazy junk that happens while they're on the holiday.
Okay.
And then they're so crazy. They're kind of like the whole what stays in Vegas, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that situation with them is like, okay, it was cool hanging out with you guys.
Yeah.
But we're never going to see these people again because they are too crazy, blah, blah, blah. But John Cena and his girlfriend, they take their friendship really like serious.
Yeah.
Like, because they're genuinely good people. They're just really extreme.
Yeah. They're wild. That's all.
So they end up finding them.
Oh my God.
And crashing their wedding.
Oh no. Nope.
So
nope.
The rest of the movie is that whole
everyone
situation.
Serving margaritas, the special margaritas.
But it's some really crazy stuff that happens. It's pretty funny. I definitely recommend it.
It is a good comedy, like an outlandish comedy. Oh, Kelsey asked if it's game of the year.
That's such a weird question. I don't know. Like,
what do you mean it's a weird question? That's not a weird question. It's a game of the year.
Because everything can't be game of the year, man.
Okay, that's what you say.
This is.
Yeah, because when you watch something new, does it dethrone the previous game of the year?
I couldn't see myself saying that this was the best movie I've seen this year.
Then it's not game of the year. That's it.
I'm not game of the year though.
That's it. Like that's the question right there. Is it the best?
It was a good movie though. It was funny. It was really funny.
Vacation Friends. This
Yeah.
is what you're talking about.
Yeah.
It sounds like a good time. Like it sounds like a
I've never
comedy.
seen John Cena like this too, man. He was really funny and like
Like
crazy,
loose. Yeah, from
like
the trailer I've seen it. He's like a very loose now, and not. It's like I'm playing the army man or whatever.
he's like out there, bro. Like really out there, man.
I've heard good reviews of Cock Blockers that he's in, but I haven't seen that one either.
What is that?
It's basically the parents cock blocking their kids
on prom night.
Yeah, on prom night.
Yeah,
because they found out they're gonna try to do like they're trying to bang or something after. I forgot what the plot was. Yeah, because they're trying for them not to do that shit.
Oh, they do King Batch. You know who he is, right?
Yeah, I think I've seen some of his skits. Oh, well, I mean, he's been getting into Hollywood movies at this point, so
this is the biggest role I've ever seen him have, though, because usually his roles are really short.
They're like cameos.
I wouldn't say cameos because he doesn't play himself, but it's like he has really short roles that last maybe like 5 to 10 minutes in the movie.
Yeah,
like the movie he did with Gerard Butler was like maybe
4 minutes,
4 or 5 minutes, and then he died immediately.
Yeah. He's just like, oh, I got a spot in the movie, and then that's it.
But this one, he was like
a recurring
the whole
cast.
movie.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
He's like one of the main characters.
Man,
What's up?
you want to know what John Cena's full name is?
Jonathan Can't See Nami. You can ban me at any time.
We're gonna stick with that and move on.
Okay. You're not gonna tell me what the actual name is?
No, we that's what it is now. That's canon now. That's his name.
Okay, I saw it.
What is it?
John Felix Anthony Cena. That's a wild name.
I figured if I said that, you would start saying that you're John Cena.
No, that meant who Jack. Like, I don't know if I'll ever reach that level
we can see him.
Strength. And thank you. That's a good one. I was gonna build to that, and you can actually see me.
He looked like he slimmed down a lot in this movie too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like he's all around the neck area. Like his neck isn't as thick as it normally is.
Oh, I wonder why.
Just neck shame him?
No.
All right, let's change the gears here for a bit. We'll come back for you to finish the last two, unless they're gonna be quick.
I don't know what the last two are.
Oh, The Protege and Maggie.
Yeah, relatively quick. But you could come back to me.
All right, Brian, hit me with your other EPs here, or music projects. You got Furdaus?
I don't know how to pronounce.
And Mate.
We're going to do new songs.
And Meta? How do you pronounce that one?
I also don't know how to pronounce that.
Okay, so just lay it on me then, right?
I'll pronounce the first one Furdaus because in my head they're not American. I mean, I'm gonna scroll see if I can. Their bio on Spotify normally upcoming rap whatever says please think of me when you look at the stars.
Okay, that's nice.
Alright, so his EP For My Own Sake. I put EP on there specifically because there's a titular song on there.
Mm-hmm.
It's 6 songs, 17 minutes, and 1 second specifically, apparently.
Mm-hmm.
6 songs, I heard 5 of them. It's like, I don't know if you guys ever listen to Toro Imori. It's kind of like, not future beats-ish, but like within the realm of that.
Yes.
This sounds like that mixed with kind of lo-fi synthy mixed with how R&B is kind of done now.
Okay. How are the vocals?
I mean, it's drenched in effects. It's not like the way Travis does it, where he's the loudest thing on any song he's on. It's like it's audible, but it's like at the cusp of being drowned out. But
it camouflages.
If it's the kind of music he does.
Okay.
The first song I heard because it was doing the new songs that came out, or it was Discover Weekly, and like fuck it. And the song came on, the instrumental. I was like, oh, where am I?
Oh.
Yeah, I had to make sure I didn't go to Publix yet.
Oh, it hit that hard? It hit Cold Stone hard?
Like if you play it, it was Gravity was the song, and the immediately starts with the beat. I'm like, what the hell is this? And then most of the album is similar. Kind of seems relationship based, but it vibes so hard you forget what it's about.
Okay. Okay.
I recommend it. Again, it's only 17 minutes. It's not 2 hours and a mistake. So I recommend it. Just quick listen.
Okay.
And then the other one, it's a female singer named, I'm going with Meta. That's how I'm going to pronounce it.
Yeah, that looks like it's Meta.
Called Habits. I heard her song as well. I think through Discover Weekly. The first song I heard was Teen Scene. The song feels a little longer than it should be. But not that it should be. I like the song.
Yeah.
It feels longer than you would expect it to be. Like, it kind of feels, sometimes it dragged out, but I like it overall.
Okay.
The EP is 7 songs, 23 minutes. Out of 7 songs, I heard 4 of them.
Okay.
The guy that's in Love You Different, Justin Bieber song,
Yeah.
he's in one of these.
Oh.
And I like that song. Yeah, very talented singer. Her voice is very easy to listen to. It's new age R&B-ish, kind of. A little more with like kind of poppy element to it.
Okay.
Not like over the top, but this could play on the radio if you clean it, if it's
Cleaned
not
up a
the
bit.
explicit version. Yeah. I enjoy this as well. If you like female singers, if you just like something easy listening, talented singers, only 23 minutes, not 2 hours and a mistake as well.
Yeah. Right.
Good God.
And Randall,
2 hours of your life you'll never get back.
Yeah, man. When I saw 2 hours, I'm like, I'm either gonna love these 2 hours. I could watch a movie in that time. That's why it bums me out.
I feel like when you see something that long, you should like start playing the song and then skip like part of the way through it and just kind of pick some random intervals and just see if it like if you just kind of like okay, and then mark the ones that you're like okay, and then keep doing that and see how many you like.
That might have
Spend 5-10
saved
minutes.
That might have saved me the 2 hours, to be honest.
I normally, for realistically long albums, even if unless the song is so annoying that if someone plays it, the fists come out, I listen entirely in case there's like a motif or a reasoning behind the album. Like if they actually structure it to be an album or just like a small playlist, which is what you
Are we
see more often
talking
now.
Shakira Black Eyed Peas annoying, or are we talking something
Honestly,
else?
with that, I think I could tune it out, but don't tell me to listen to the song.
Oh, right.
There's other songs. Right now, I'm blanking out because my mind's protecting me. But there's songs out there that if I were to play, I would try to mosh on someone.
The first track of Donda. That was an insta skip, like 10 seconds in.
But like 20 seconds, yeah. With this album, because it's so long, usually, while I'm waiting for normal songs in a normal sized album, I'll give it a chance and listen to it through, even if I'm like, I'm on the fence or I'm like, it's not for me, but I'll listen to it. With this, the second, I was like, no, I hit skip. I had to. I'm not going to waste exactly 2 hours of my day.
Yeah. And Kirill warned me about that. He started singing, "We're gonna be okay." And he's like, there's a song that does it. I'm like, you're kidding. He's like, nope. He says that for a long time. I got to that song. I heard him say, "We're gonna be okay" once, hit skip.
I got a question for you. Just for me to fully grasp how bad this album might be, or this music might be. If someone tied you to a chair and made a mixtape of this album and they threw Shakira's song on there and made you listen to it,
I would be scared to
on repeat for 24 hours. How would you feel?
I wouldn't like that because again, I really don't like that chorus for Shakira, man. Like, because it's disappointment. Because that track is fine. It's just she fucked it up.
Not just that song, but the Kanye song, the entire album.
Again,
the Shakira song, it'd be a nice relief and break because not the whole song is dog shit beta.
Yeah, like it's just her. Like it. Again, I don't want to get into this rant again. It's just her part. I'm like, who okayed this? The rest of it's fine. Instrumental's fine. Will.i.am and the rest of them rap, and it's fine. It's a good pop song. But then she comes and starts doing her whatever she does, and I'm like, I'm done.
That's the thing, though. Like, her part's annoying, but at least it's a whole cohesive song.
Yes.
But the Kanye album would be tough to get through.
Yeah. It's 2 hours of it. Instead of just, how long is that Shakira song? Like 3 minutes?
Probably. It's
like,
made for radio.
Well, in my scenario, you'd be listening to it for 24 hours.
Yeah, but it's 3 minutes of hers, which is like, oh, thank you, a break. And then 2 hours of the Kanye one, which
Donda.
The first track is someone going Donda for a minute.
52 seconds.
Oh, 52 seconds. And it gets to the point when you think she's saying it so over and over that you think she's saying thunder. And I thought Imagine Dragons were going to come on.
That would be a crazy
Would you
transition.
rather listen to the Shakira song for a full hour on repeat or 2 hours of this again?
1 hour of that.
An hour of the Shakira, I think.
Because, again, her part, someone should have been fired.
Yeah.
Everyone who heard it and said should be fired, right?
Yeah.
But at least they okayed a full song.
Yeah. It's just, I'm telling you, the only problem I have with that song is just her doing that fucking weird thing with her voice. If she didn't do that and just sang it normal, like, just sang it, that would have been a fire track, a fire pop track.
On to Not a Wasted 2 Hours. Both EPs I recommend if you only have somehow time for one, exactly, even though they're two different lengths. I would say listen to the Furthest Ferdo one. I like that one a little more. Through and through. There's songs on here that I liked if you were to compare them. But I slapped it. But overall, I would say listen to For My Own Sake by Ferdo, Furthest, whatever it is.
Okay. Curl in the chat's asking what song. It's a song with I think Black Eyed Peas and Shakira called Girl Like Me, I think it was called. It's their latest collaboration song. I don't know if they made any others since that, but when I started hearing that song, I'm like, oh, they might have a banger. The Black Eyed Peas are coming back, bro. Let's go. And then she did her thing, and I'm like, well.
Speaking of bangers, the two songs that I'm not gonna get into it. Just I'm gonna say this, and then you guys look for it.
Okay.
The two songs that are in the Shang-Chi album.
Yeah.
The one with Sway Lee and Janae Aiko, and there's one with Rich Brian and Rick Ross. Slap beyond belief. Sway Lee is a cheat code. If you put him on your soundtrack, you know you already have something that's gonna do well.
So okay, let me compare. Better than Sunflower.
Not better, but if someone said they liked it more, it's debatable.
Oh, I gotta listen to this. I gotta listen to this tomorrow. Cause you sent me the link. I just haven't heard it yet.
I was like,
because Sway Lee is definitely a cheat code. He can make
fucking talented
at making choruses too.
Fuck.
They make shit into gold.
Yeah, I think so. Because he has a way with choruses and like melodies. Like
he knows how to make things catchy, but then it's not like catchy like just repeating Friday and then said fun. Like it's something you want to actually hear over and over again.
I'll listen to it tomorrow then. I gotta listen to it. All right.
You do.
My rap flow's untouchable, says Johan. Yeah, I mean, it's only one track, so I mean, I could definitely listen to that. All right, we got
They're
3
both
more
short songs.
Yeah, we got 3 more things here. We're gonna take this all out, or what? Brian, you got a Metroidvania to review.
I can keep that short.
Oh, then go for it.
All right, so boom. The name of the game is Record of Lotus War, Deedlit, and Wonder Labyrinth.
No,
that's the title.
That's the title of the game.
That's the whole title.
Right? Yeah, if you want to look at it.
Why?
I'm just gonna go out on a limb here and say this is just gonna be bad.
No. The game is good. Overall, I enjoyed it. If you were trying to sell someone on a short, very simple Metroidvania, I would say you would give them this. Less mechanics. All the gear that you can put on is literally just a primary weapon and a bow. And then you go around, you get the same kind of abilities, the double jump, the movement stuff, spells. Spells work kind of like Psychonauts, unfortunately, where you can't switch it by mapping it. You hold the spell button, you tap it, you use the spell you have equipped. To switch, you have to hold that button and then go through a list, and it stops the game.
Okay.
I wish that was implemented better. I think
more
there's some
dynamic
free buttons they could have put on there. Whatever on that. It being so simple with what you can put on yourself. I wish there were more options. One thing it does better than Castlevania and those is there's 8-way attacking. So if you're in the air, you can do diagonals or just down.
Oh, that's nice.
You can walk and do what Samus does.
And shoot upward. Weapons. Yeah.
Yeah. With bows, you don't use ammo, you use mana.
So you drop bows on them?
Yeah, so bow and air, like the bows and the spells use the same mana. You're given two spirits that are kind of like stances, a wind one and a fire one.
Okay.
If someone does fire damage at you, and you have the fire one on, it drains that energy and gives it to you as mana. So you really don't have to complain about this game, but for people who are new to those games, this is easy to get into because I beat the whole game without buying any item, health item or magic item. Because when you're using one of the spirits, let's say I'm using the wind one, if I kill things with it, it gives me like XP or level up to the other one. They level up to 3 when it's level 3. It's kind of like Returnal. So if you slap me, it goes back down.
Okay.
When it's level 3, which either one, they heal you over time. So if you can not get hit or just have them both leveled to the point where, they hit me out of level 3 for that, let me switch to the other one. I beat the game doing that. I did not buy one single healing item whatsoever.
Okay. It sounds like this is a good introduction to Metroidvanias then for people.
Yeah, the game's like less than 6 hours.
Yeah.
It just ways for beginners to stay alive.
Yeah.
Combat's simple. The story, I didn't know that it was based off of like a show or a movie. So for a lot of it, I was like, what the fuck's going on?
Right.
But after beating it, you're meant to feel like, what the fuck's going on?
Oh, okay, that's on purpose.
Yeah, because the characters always like, wait, what? So after beating it, I was like, yeah, it's an okay story. But yeah, I would recommend this as a introduction for someone new to that genre. It seems like there might be a sequel. Hopefully, if they do make a sequel, they add depth to it.
Right. Do you know if it's a big team that worked on it, or is it a smaller team?
I'm not sure. It was one of those games. I think it's an small indie team because it was one of those games with early access. And as of this year, it's 1.0, so I can add it to my list.
Oh, okay.
Soundtrack and visually, it's an homage to Symphony of the Night.
Oh, okay.
It doesn't look like it's anything huge. The publisher is WSS Playground and Playism.
Okay.
And the developer is Team Ladybug and WSS Playground. I think this is Team Ladybug's first, and the Playground also released Toho Luna Nights.
Oh, Toho
Luna Nights, Gensokyo Night Festival.
Toho Luna Nights is like a anime chibi Metroidvania as well that people like.
Ah, okay.
So they released that one too.
Complain about this game I forgot to mention. Multi-stage bosses, stop. No one loves you when you do that. The big plus though is, let's say I get slaughtered by that boss and I come back, they don't do that. So they don't give me the voice line. I go in there immediately.
Oh, there's no cutscene. Got it. Yeah, I like that. Save time. I already went through this.
There will be the transition.
Yeah.
With like the last boss, you kind of have to sit there, but he's not gonna be like, "Oh, this is my final." No.
John says, "I never lose to a multi-stage boss." I have. God, I hate, and it just. I feel. Oh, he just hits you with a phone, and it just feels terrible. I'm like, I gotta do all of it over again. Like Cyber Shadow, that game was super fun, and I got to that last boss, and I'm like, man, this kind of left a sour taste in my mouth because it was a multi-stage boss, and it was super difficult for me.
And nobody likes multi-stage bosses. Yeah. Nobody.
I just don't like that.
Especially when you die back to the first stage.
Yeah, and I don't get my health back and stuff. So you have to Cyber Shadow at the end was super frustrating for me because it's like you have to do everything perfect just enough so you can have enough health. So just in case you mess up on the final stage, you can still survive it. And I'm like,
Blasphemous did that with the last boss, another Metroidvania game indie that I absolutely love. They
announced a sequel,
free DLC. They announced a sequel and a free DLC that's coming out soon, or already did. I recommend it to anyone who likes Dark Souls because the whole world building is
awesome.
Spanish back in the back in the day, like that. Very weird looking game.
Yeah.
But I think it'll fit people who like Souls games and Metroidvania games. Out of the two, I would recommend that every day of the week over this game. But that doesn't mean this is bad. It's just
an introduction.
These games, the more depth and the more you let me do, the happier I am.
Yeah.
But yeah, I recommend this. You like Metroidvanias, you like pretty games, you like short games. You like games. I'd say you like this.
Yeah. Johan in the chat says, I think it can be pretty hype. I get it. Once I killed that boss, I'm like, yes, it's hype. I'm like, fuck you, you're dead. If you ever see me in the streets, I got Glock for you, right? Like that's hype. but going through it, I'm like, shit on me, dude. You know. All right, enough about shitting on me. So, all right, so it sounds like you recommend it for the
Yeah, I liked it.
the new guys. Hi, Randall, The Protege.
It was pretty good. It wasn't super great, but it was alright. What kind of made the movie was Michael Keaton was in it.
Oh,
Got to do some action. But the movie's about Samuel L. Jackson's student. Well, not really student anymore because she's a professional, but he taught this girl how to be an assassin. And then
Samuel L. Jackson did.
yeah.
Okay.
What?
No,
I'm laughing
I don't know
because
who
I'm
you at.
imagining when she finds the target, she just yells "motherfucker" at him and then kills him.
No, I asked 'cause I don't know if I heard correctly. Like I'm like, you say Samuel L. Jackson, so you got Michael Keaton, Samuel L. Jackson. Who else is in it?
Man,
Jesus, there's a bunch. Maggie
Yo,
Q, Robert Patrick.
Oh, so they got names. Oh yeah, we got names here.
Patrick Malahide.
Yo, Jack Dergs looks like he's ready to be in someone's bed right now, right? You see him? Look at him. So you see that profile shot?
that's a handsome man.
Yeah. Okay, Randy. That's the guy he plays.
He's British, apparently. There you go for you guys.
Yo,
like British people.
Let's go.
He makes me think of the guy who plays in the new Star Trek movies.
Chris Pine.
Yeah, Chris Pine. I thought that's who that was. Looking at the picture, I was like, "Oh, and Chris Pine," and then it was not the same name, and I'm like, "Who the fuck is this guy?"
From his headshot picture, he's giving his eyes are giving me the Dario vibes. I don't think this guy's human. Now that I'm looking at him.
Oh, he might not be, huh? Brian
Yeah,
was
then
fucking the
maybe.
Dario.
She's in a show that I started with a friend of mine called The White Lotus, and they keep saying she's so pretty. I'm like, she is, but she's not from this world, and I'm trying to save them, but
They're gonna get captured. They're gonna get probed, and that's on them. John says, "I keep thinking the logo on screen is a game loading up." Oh, the podcast logo. Okay. What are we talking about? Protege. Go for it.
Protege.
That's pretty much the movie. It's just about her. Someone gets bodied, and they also trying to kill her, and then now she's trying to find out who's trying to kill her.
Is it fun though? Like the action? I'm assuming it's just based. This was made to make an action movie. So like,
there was one scene in the movie where I thought was pretty cool. All the other stuff was decent.
It was just whatever. Like,
yeah,
average.
Yeah.
So there was no like character arc that's like worth it, like dramatic moments. It's just, hey, we need
the relationship between her and Samuel L. Jackson character was nice in the beginning of the movie.
And after that, it's just bloodlust.
Michael Keaton was interesting, kind of funny. They had like this dynamic where like he was working for the bad guy, but he was also interested in her.
Okay.
So he's like trying to flirt with her, but also trying to stop her.
So what? That's weird.
Yeah. So that was a little interesting. But other than that, that's pretty much the movie. Would I recommend it? I don't know.
Yeah, that's gonna be my next question. Sounds like it's pretty average, I guess.
I mean, for the cast, if you like the cast, sure, go watch it.
Yeah, I do like the cast. So it looks it's cool. Michael Keaton, Sam.
But for other movies that
Pretty Boy Randy
that are in this same genre, like this movie falls short. Doesn't hold up with the rest of them.
Gotcha. Okay, that's fair. And I guess to round out the night, we got Maggie.
Now, this movie threw me for a loop because I've never seen Arnold Schwarzenegger like this.
Oh, it's a Schwarzenegger movie? I'm
Yes.
sorry.
You never seen Terminator?
So I'm used to him hunting people down and being a cop or a military guy who takes out an entire army by himself.
The Zombieland girl.
All that stuff like that. But he in this movie he plays a regular Joe Schmo.
Yeah.
Who lives on the farm with his family and his daughter. It's during the period of zombie apocalypse. But it's not presented in like a Zombieland type thing. It's presented in like a more realistic, grounded, like when the movie starts, it's already happened.
Okay.
people have already been infected and died. Hospitals are just got like dead bodies in them. I mean, it's still functioning, but it's just like people. It's kind of reminds you of COVID. It's like when COVID first broke out. Like it's kind of like the hospitals are like over flooded, you know, with sick
patients
people.
And
and then you have quarantine and sometimes in movies like this, quarantine is presented in such a way where it's like we're trying to just contain the infected and trying to help these people, or you know, they run tests on them or whatever the case is. But in this movie, again, everything is just so presented. It's presented so grounded. It's so realistic that it's like it's terrible, man. It's really, really terrible. Like it sheds a different light or a different perspective on what if this actually happened. It's not like the usual movies where you just go to a gun store and you just run out guns blazing and you just kill anything that isn't human.
Zombieland.
Yeah, it's not like that. It's like if it really happened, how people handle it, how they deal with it. So this movie is about him dealing with his daughter changing because she got bit. So, like I said, he lives on a farm, so it's kind of a small town. So even like the authorities know who he is. He's friends with the cops and stuff like that.
Everybody knows your name.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
So they know that his daughter is infected.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of like some people who have kids that are infected, they kind of like hold on, allow them to be with their family as long as they can. And but then the cops get aggressive and like, look, he's far along. We need to take him to quarantine. But then they explain in the movie what happens in quarantine, which is really, really messed up. Is basically like they take everyone who's infected and they just throw them in this room with the other infected. Here's the problem, though. It's not just people that are on your level affected. It's different levels of affected. So it's like, let's say, for example, you were infected maybe 2 weeks. You were in the room with somebody who's been infected for like 4 weeks, which means that they're super aggressive and they're attacking. So it's like a room where people are eating people.
Oh, what the hell?
Yeah, that's what quarantine is.
It was like last man standing to me.
Yeah, like that's
They're
weird.
Swinging on people.
They're swinging and eating.
So it's like when you go through the stages of being infected, you know, you start going the one of the strongest phases aside from like being the area where you got bit starts to rot. But then when you really start to turn, your senses become extremely heightened. So you can smell junk from far away. So but you're still conscious. It's just like you're having a conversation with me right now. I could be infected, but I could still have a cognitive conversation with you right now. Versus somebody who's far along and they're like completely rabid. They see you and they just rush you like Zombieland style.
Yeah.
They put you in a room with somebody like that.
Oh no, with a gun maybe.
No. It's pretty much a death sentence.
Yeah.
So the kids the people who are infected and they know the cops are coming to take them to quarantine, they don't want to go.
Yeah.
So Arnold Schwarzenegger doesn't want to let his daughter go because he's like, I'm not letting you take my daughter to, you know, said place. So the movie's about him protecting his daughter and trying to keep her as long as he can and try to have some sort of a relationship with her as long as he can. Because the family is really close.
Right.
There's 2 other siblings. Immediately, soon as she came to the house, they took her to their aunts.
Yeah.
Because they don't want no incidents.
Yeah.
So it's just him, his wife, or I should say his new wife, because his original wife died. Oh. Which is the mother of the girl who got infected.
Okay.
So it's just them 3 in the house, and then the day is going by, and then even like some of her friends, which I thought it was a part of the movie. I thought like her friends was gonna be grimy, like ask her to come out so they can kill her or something like that.
Or
but it was really, really grounded, man. It was like if you had friends that you were really close with and they found out you were infected, they know you're gonna die. So they're trying to spend every last breaking moment with you before you turn, like fully turn. So it was really emotional, man, because each day it was you got to see the stages of the disease progressively getting worse. And you got to see her, the girl who's from Zombieland.
From Zombieland, yeah.
She did such a phenomenal job as acting because she was like going through all these stages of not only do you see her body like changing, she's fighting it. She's fighting to not turn, to like not be aggressive and stuff, and then like she's trying to like have this lasting relationship with
The
Arnold
dad,
Schwarzenegger,
yeah.
and he's like he's so emotional, and he's trying to stay strong. He's trying to keep his family like it's. Yo, at the end of the movie, I cried, bro.
Oh shit!
Like that jump was like.
You can tell how this is gonna end.
Yeah, I've never seen Arnold do a role like this, and dude, I mean, I've always thought he was captivating on screen, but I mean, he kind of plays the same role, but he can act, man. He can put the guns away, and I mean, there is some scenes where he gets into a fight with somebody, but. He can put the whole military expert stuff away, the big muscle, whatever, and be a regular guy and like deliver emotional scenes. And like that jump was rough, man.
Okay.
But yeah, I definitely recommend it if you.
Sorry, I don't know if that came through.
It didn't. You're good.
That's good.
I was gonna say bless you, but I don't know if you muted like the.
I was trying to find the thing because like I have this now. And I'm used to having, I could have just ripped up, reached up and ripped out the mic if I really wanted to, but I didn't think about it until afterwards.
It's fine. It didn't get through. I mean, all right. I mean, you kind of sold me on it. So
it's really sad, man. The whole movie is just sad.
Okay, so if I ever need to get sad, I'll put it
like
on.
even the color palette, everything is just.
Yeah, the screenshots I saw, it's very desaturated.
Yeah.
It's very Gears of War.
Game of the year?
Very Gears of War. A game of the year? I mean, it came out in 2015. So in 2015 was a game of the year?
I don't know. I don't remember what came out in 2015.
You can look that up. Top movies in 2015. Let's see.
No. Not for me. I'll rip immediately. Yeah, I haven't seen this, but there's no way this beats this movie.
There's no way. Yeah, The Hateful Eight. Man from U.N.C.L.E. I'm sorry, Randall. The first Sicario. Have you guys seen the first Sicario?
No.
I'm sorry, y'all.
Is that the one when he kills the family at the end?
No. What?
I guess we're talking about different.
I think you're talking about a different movie. Family.
Sicario?
Yeah. That's the one with the guy who plays the collector.
Denise what's his name?
Benicio del Toro.
Benicio del Toro. Yeah. The guy who plays Thanos and Emily Blunt. Jeff Brolin and Josh Brolin. Sorry.
What did I say?
Maybe I know there's two movies, I think.
There is two movies. I didn't see the second. I saw the first one. I didn't see the second one.
So the second one must have had to do with his family. But what happened at the end of the first one?
The job was done with Emily Blunt, but they did some. I mean, a family was shot, but not any of the main characters' family.
No, it was the drug lord's family.
Yeah,
he went in there because he was responsible for killing his family.
Yes.
Yeah. I saw that same movie. Yeah.
Okay. The Revenant that year, The Big Short. Nah, Randall. 2015 was full of some bangers. Spotlight was really good that year too. The Martian.
What was your face?
Southpaw. You said my face?
Yep.
Oh, The Green Room. That was a fun watch. Yeah, I don't know. It's not gonna be those, but all right. I'll add this to my backlog, and if I ever want to feel sad.
Yeah, if you're not trying to feel sad anytime soon, don't watch this movie. It's really messed up, man. It makes you look at the whole zombie thing differently. Yeah, because the zombie as a way to just show action movies. So yeah, except for The Road and Last of Us. How do you think you guys would handle that? Like, what if it was just you and Bryant left?
And he got bit? I'd probably do the same thing. I'll probably keep him unless he tells me to end me.
Where'd she get bit?
In the arm.
In the arm. Forearm.
Chop it off.
Or that, yeah.
Like it's too late at that point.
Well, we don't know, because if it works like The Walking Dead, he got some Rick lost an arm. Well, in the comics he did, but
in Walking Dead, they were done to begin with. You didn't have to get bit to turn. If you just died, you turn.
Well, they cut off that one dude's foot.
I don't know why. Because you remember when people.
Yeah, when you die, you turn anyway.
Yeah, you turn anyway.
Yeah, but it's like you don't turn there. Like you lose a limb, but you're still you until the turning. You know what I mean?
But don't you have to like cut it off immediately?
That's what he did.
Yeah.
That's what he did.
Yeah, like when he was looking for his daughter for like 2 weeks, and then he found her in the hospital.
Oh, I see.
And by the time he found her, like
It's already
she had already been bitten and diagnosed.
Well, it sounds like he should have been a responsible parent and bugged her phone like all the other ones do.
Oh, got him. What you doing, Arnold?
This does happen. You know, he said like people start getting more like irritable or angry. If you see me salty at Skullgirls, Anthony, that's when you end.
That's when I end you. Okay, gotcha. That's a sign.
What? Skullgirls?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like it's a sign where it's like you're either a variant or a zombie. Got it.
Yeah.
It was really intense, man, because it was like parts where like they would hug each other and stuff like that. I'm like, yo, man,
Clementine.
She don't turn.
Oof, yeah. First season of Walking Dead. I ain't trying to bring those feelings back right now.
What's wrong,
Okay.
Clementine?
That's not what I meant by.
I know you're talking about Lee.
Yeah.
What happened to Lee? Yeah, that didn't sucked.
You mean what happened to me, not Lee? Okay.
Oh, you were.
I was Lee.
Okay.
Randall.
That's why his name rhymes. Anthony.
And Lee. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. I raised that girl right. She can defend herself.
She's been through a lot, man.
Oh yeah, I gotta finish it. I think I still haven't played the last season. Anyway, that's it for what we consumed, if I'm not mistaken. We went through a lot today. For releases this week, I didn't see anything on games or music that I would like to speak on, but for movies, we have Marvel's return to the theaters. Second return, because Black Widow came out this year. And we got Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings.
I have high hopes for this movie. I'm very excited.
I know. What you told me, I'm kind of nervous because you said it
Why?
because of the things people are saying, the review hype. So,
well, both of the people that I know you watch.
I only
Jeremy
watch
Jones.
Jeremy. Yeah, I don't really watch
He
Struckman.
gave it high praise too.
Okay, I mean, me and him have a very similar so
Yeah.
that puts me a little at ease. I didn't watch the reviews,
Mm-hmm.
so I mean that puts me at ease a little bit. So we'll see. So we have to.
Apparently, people are review bombing it already. It hasn't even come out yet.
That's because
That's
NDAs.
for something Aquafina said.
That's another good sign too. Is like they dropped the NDA a while ago.
Wait. You guys are talking about review bombing and like they're giving it bad scores?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's because of something Aquafina said.
Oh, they're trying to cancel her.
Mm-hmm.
What did she say?
She was trying to say. She said that she'll never do a movie where she has to do like a Asian accent, like that's beneath her, and she's saying like that's wrong essentially, right?
Okay.
And that's the part. That's not the part people are upset about her with. It's that people are saying that she's been doing black accent, which is like the way people talk, quote unquote, black,
Uh-huh.
her whole career. So they're saying she's a hypocrite for that.
Oh. That's weird. It's a weird reason to review bomb the movie, but either way.
But I don't understand. If people are upset with her, why are they bombing the movie?
I don't know. Randall, I don't understand it, but
Because people are idiots and they think that lashing out at this, it's the same reason that people lash out at developers when, the studio comes out and says, hey, we have to delay the game. It's like, it's not the developer's fault,
it's a publisher's
that
fault.
this is happening.
It's bad planning.
Kelsey, have you seen? You probably haven't, but have you seen what they've been saying about the new Madden?
The new Madden?
Yeah.
No.
Okay. Like, I don't know. I know people complain a lot about Madden, especially the last couple of iterations, but it's been all over YouTube. Like, people are like furious with EA, man. Like,
Have you seen what they've been doing with like FIFA? They literally for 3 years in a row now they've just copied and pasted FIFA for like the Switch and things.
That's what the videos have been lately on Madden, is showing comparisons for the last 4 Maddens, how they're exactly alike. Even with some shots are like exactly alike, they just move the camera a little bit.
Oof.
Yeah, I mean that's the way that all the Maddens are. Same thing with NCAA. I think they lost the NCAA contract.
I think so.
But but they said that Madden 22 will bring the NCAA college football into the game. So they'll probably have like the career mode similar to what do you call it? What NCAA did, where you like start in high school and then work your way through.
It's the professional league.
Yeah, but I mean, there's nothing that they've done that like. I personally don't think that they ever do anything that is so amazing that it's worth $60 for the game the next year. I mean, if you wait like a couple versions, it's one thing because then there's like you get a lot of like the AI updates, physics updates, new animations, maybe some new
Like
modes, that kind of thing.
Or
But
like a visual upgrade because it's been
Now the video, at least from the videos that I've seen, now the game is like unplayable because I've seen so many videos where like the ball, like they'll snap the ball and then the ball will teleport to the middle of the field and then everybody's running for the ball but they can't pick it up, so it looks like a soccer game.
what the hell?
Or like a building will appear in the middle of the field.
Let's go. That's bad. Whose alt was that?
I mean, that was never. We never had massive bugs like that when I was working there, but I don't know.
That
It's
is
like what they
wild.
did was like the reason NCAA was always like real decent was that they would spend the next year importing basically all the stuff from Madden into it and then making more fixes. And so it was like just it's kind of basically a better version of Madden. Or a more polished version anyway.
Uh-huh.
I don't know.
You didn't buy it this time, right? No. Okay.
No, after I saw those videos, man, I thought like I was gonna be like, man, this sucks, but then like cave in and get it. But after what I've seen, bro, this is the worst I've ever seen.
If you give him the money, you're just helping. You're just making it worse.
This is it's really bad, bro. Like there's no way in the world I would buy this game.
Mm-hmm.
You need to post some videos and things that you found in our little chat channel because I want to see some of these. Like I'm not gonna be surprised at all, but
I am. I'm completely surprised at what I've seen. For years ago I've seen like complaints. I've seen like bugs here, but this stuff is just like.
What do you mean? When you're playing football, when you watch on ESPN, you don't see a tower or a building just appear in the middle of the field?
Nah, bro.
What year are you in?
The junk that I see, it literally looked like somebody just didn't care. They was just like, just ship it. We'll fix it later.
Which I'm sure it might have unfortunately gotten to that. Like,
that sounds like EA's
MO. Like, hey, the release date's this day. Get it to a state, and we'll still release it. And then
I can't confirm this, but just based on the videos and stuff that I've been seeing, like I heard it was so bad that EA was like giving people free copies. Some people, not everybody.
Well, I mean,
now that's blasphemous. They don't do anything for free.
Yeah, I'm like, you sure? They might have like signed the dotted line. Now they owe them a child or something.
I don't know.
Okay, well,
it was a tweet on a YouTube video from EA.
Oh, every time I hear these terrible news about EA, I get scared for Respawn. I'm like, hey, Respawn, just leave EA. Your games will hold up, please.
Who made Apex? Is it Respawn?
It's Respawn. Yeah, like I need them to just leave and start like what Bungie did. Just do your own thing because Activision was ruining anything Bungie was doing, so they left. And I need Respawn to leave and do their own thing. I don't want EA to fuck this up.
I hope Activision Blizzard fucking crumbles with all of these.
Yes, with everything that's happening.
Lawsuits and shit. Like, what a shit company to allow this kind of bullshit to happen.
Who has lawsuits?
Blizzard and Activision because of the dumb shit they've been fucking pulling for the past
30 years.
Yeah, like for a long ass time.
What's with all these AAA companies like doing bad?
Because they think they're too big to fall.
Yes.
Like that's the way it works here in America. That's why you have all these major like.
Oh shit! Did I just lose internet? Oh, something's happening on Discord. Did Discord just shit the bed? I don't know if they can hear me. What's happening? No, you're still here? Alright, thank you. Well, I took him out. Oh, please tell me you didn't. Oh, no, never mind. This is a private podcast call. I'm stupid. They can't hear me at all. My thing's not going green. Oh, no. Let me swap maybe I can swap what fucking area this thing is on. Billy? Oh my god. I can't even move my fucking... There we go, bro. Like, what is happening? Why can't I move this fucking thing out of my way? Minimize it then. Can I not change the thing anymore? Let me just exit and reconnect, I guess. Sadness. You guys can still hear me, right? Cool. Let me just recall them. Oh, I have a bunch of stuff happening right now. Podcast call. Where is it? Fucking hell. Let me try again. It's not working. Jeez. Put in a ticket. It says we're frozen. Oh my gosh. Let me restart it. Quick. Okay, cool. Excellent. Now we'll restart it. Hopefully.
Yo, could you imagine how annoying that would be if you're married and your wife knows like you're a programmer or something, or maybe in IT? So anything around the house that isn't working or she wants you to change or do, she puts in a ticket. And it goes to your phone.
Oh my god. Hold on. Let me disable. I'm trying to fix this real quick. This thing needs to stop. Reconnect. There we go. Now I bent the fucking thing. Holy crap, Randall. What a day, right?
Gotta love technology.
Set your region to east. I have no access to that, Brian. Like, I don't see where I can do that anymore. Oh, maybe never mind. It's probably here. It is east. I'm gonna go south. Right? Damn, Discord, bro. Like, really? Well, that's a sign that we need to wrap this the fuck up, so. On live mess? This is why this podcast excels, right? He's talking to us, I think, because it keeps going green. I'm disconnecting and swapping. Where's the preview at here?
Hello.
There we go. Discord just decided to do everything on its own. Let's get it. We're back. We're not back. And it moved everyone around, right?
Yeah. It shows it shows you as a red box, but
yep.
We can at least hear you.
What's funny is like Randall's camera's still working.
Yeah. Because that's separate, so.
Fuck you.
Oh.
Yeah, John said I own the podcast. This is my podcast.
All right.
Very good news.
I'm ready to call it because I'm exhausted and it's already 11:20.
Yeah, I just trying to get my video back before. Fucking hell, dude. Like, cancel this. Cancel. Like, fuck Discord. Like, sort it the fuck out, bro. I think an update
Discord's
happened.
been having so many problems lately. Like, I'll send messages, and if I send a couple in a row, it's like, it'll just order them however the fuck it wants to.
I think Discord just decided to shit the bed because it had an update. Because as soon as I got out of the call, it's like, oh, I'm restarting. Thanks, bro. I was just waiting for you to, like, notice that I'm fucking with everything. Anywho, that was our sign to wrap this the fuck up. Randall, what are you doing this week?
Same old stuff. Work, gym, art, video games. I keep saying that I want to finish Returnal before I play Ratchet and Clank, but
just play Ratchet and Clank. It's a fun time.
Yeah, but
just keep holding.
I can't see myself buying another game when I haven't finished one.
Then just load it on mine.
You're
Then,
clearly not a gamer.
Randall, that's a roguelike. All right.
Yeah, like unless you put the time you're putting the tech in is the time you have to be putting into Returnal. Otherwise, you're never gonna finish that game. And that's on God.
But yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Okay. Kelsey, what you doing this week? You streaming anything this week?
Probably not. I haven't really been.
In the
I
streaming
really
mood?
haven't had anything to stream or wanted to stream or do anything. You know.
You have stuff to stream. First of all, you have Game Pass, and there's a lot of games on there. Bro.
I mean, I have Returnal. I have finished God of War
Yeah,
again. I could do.
Oh,
There's like a ton of shit to stream. But
I didn't know you bought Returnal.
yeah, I bought it because Adam wanted to play it, and he can stream it up at his place, with PS Play. But I bought it, and then he's just like, "Yeah, I'll get to it eventually." It's like, bitch.
Yeah, you made me fucking get this, and it's like $70, I think.
So I mean, I was interested in playing it too, because
Okay.
especially after Brian's review and things. So it wasn't like, because it's supposed to be just an amazing game, and watching a couple of people play it looks awesome. So I was like, yeah, I want to play it. I just haven't had any desire to play like anything.
Just on the
You
burnout.
know?
I feel that. I don't actually. I'm lying. I can't feel
Like,
that, but
and-
I understand.
It's also really hard to stream most of the time with Mom here still. So hopefully
Right.
she'll be getting better and heading back home soon. But until then,
Gotcha. Brian, what you doing this week?
Tomorrow I'll be working on some music stuff. If I stream or not depends on at 8 if I feel like it. If not, it's just me time. Wednesday we're playing some, and then on Thursday is back order. I didn't order
Backlog.
anything. Backlog day.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna. I did a wheel on wheeldecide.com, and I think Enderlilies one, which is another Metroidvania. Oh no.
Oh my God. You're falling into the same trap I always fall into.
Well, I love these games. These are life.
Okay. Because there's one game that's
but
a
it's
Metro-
football life.
Football is
Football is life.
live. That I have in my
Um,
backlog. Not backlog. It came out this year, and it's a Metroidvania, and that's probably gonna take me a long time.
This also came out this year. I made the backlog list, just things that came out this year or reported this year.
Oh, then make sure Axiom Verge 2's on there.
That's out.
Yes, that's been out. If I'm not mistaken.
Is it on Pain Gas? You said.
I don't think it's on Game Pass.
Well,
I know
then
it's-
I don't have to worry about it yet.
Okay.
I have the Demasiado stuff that came out.
Yeah,
this year
you
already.
don't gotta tell me, buddy. I'm working through mine. So I got
It makes me sad
Psychonauts.
too, because Returnal I haven't gotten through that, but I need things.
Yeah.
And then Guilty Gear keeps putting characters out. Skullgirls keeps being the best fighting game from 9 years ago.
Yeah.
So it's like, But yeah, Thursday, backlog day. Friday, I think I'm playing Skullgirls. Maybe I'll play more Jacko because she's out on Strive. We'll find out. It's going to be a fighting game. We'll find out together at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Friday.
All right.
The weekend, I don't know what I'm doing.
We have to get together and figure out a day for Shang-Chi. So I don't know what day yet because it's E-Man's birthday this weekend, and we're gonna figure out the LAN party thing. So
Are you doing it here?
but that's part of the figuring it out what we're
Uh-huh.
doing. I don't know yet. So what happened?
We gotta figure this out. Are you guys gonna do it here? Part of the plan, bro. Figuring it out.
I didn't mean it in like an asshole way. That's just
No,
I don't
it
know.
was just the whole like everything just played out, just
Uh-huh.
really well. Like, no clue, dude. But we're gonna figure it out. If we had plans, I'd have told you.
Yeah, because I gotta let him know ahead of time so he can download anything. We definitely have to try it. Hopefully everyone has Fall Guys. We haven't played Fall Guys in a while.
I
And
haven't played
Yeah, man, we need to
Empire
play that.
Reborn either.
We do need to play that. Last week we played Red Dead because he was available. So I don't know about this week. If
When
he's
does
not
Halo drop?
December 8th.
Oh.
We got time before
Nobody
Halo.
cares.
You're not interested in Infinite?
I thought, yeah,
I thought we were gonna play it.
yeah. Wow.
The new Halo?
Yeah, you don't care
Yes.
about Infinite?
I don't have a clue. What is Infinite?
Halo Infinite. I don't know if you're fucking with me. You're doing a good job of fucking with me if you're fucking
No,
with
I
me.
really don't know anything about Halo Infinite. I stopped caring after 4 for the most
Oh,
part
okay. It's
because it was like it was kind of a shit game.
No, I'm with you. I played both of them.
So
I
you
played
didn't
4
see
and
the
5.
trailer with the grappling hook and all that stuff?
And they made the campaign a little more open world.
I got nothing.
Okay, that's fine.
Literally not. Like, I've seen Halo Infinite come, by, but like, don't know anything about it.
Oh, well, the multiplayer is gonna be free. So we were asking because I know we played Halo multiplayer before together. So that's why I thought you were gonna play with us.
Yeah, I mean, I'm down to get things to play with, multiple people. Like, I love playing with you guys, both on and off the camera.
Talk about it. Maybe not here because TOS, but you know what I'm talking.
But yeah, I mean, like, I miss playing Halo, like sitting there next to you with Ignacio and yell at Ignacio because Ignacio's doing stupid Ignacio shit.
And he swears he's good at Halo. He swears it. Anyway. All right. Okay, then we'll figure it out. Brian said his thing.
Hey, Anthony.
Oh, it's me. Yeah. What's up?
What are you doing?
Myself on the YouTube channel, we have 2. Oh, I see what you mean there. My bad. I don't mean myself. That's TOS. I'm like, what are you talking about? 2 long plays going up this week. We have Psychonauts 2 full gameplay, the whole playthrough, and also Marvel's Avengers. While I was trying to catch up on the PC side, I recorded it without commentary though. The Psychonauts 2 is camera and audio, so you can see my reaction as I get frustrated on some of the boss fights. So yeah, Marvel's Avengers full first part of the campaign, and all of Psychonauts 2 come out this week on the YouTube channel. For streaming tomorrow, Tuesday, we're still attacking the backlog. So Watch Dogs Legion is gonna be Tuesday. Wednesday is gonna be either Red Dead or Gunfire. We'll let you know. Thursday we'll figure something out with the Geniana and we'll play some. And then Friday after that, there's no stream after that. I'm sorry. And then we'll be back Monday for our Labor Day episode.
Are we doing a Labor Day episode?
It's up to you guys. You guys want to do it, or you guys want to take the week off?
I don't really care one way or the other. I mean, I'm always down to hang out.
All right, so we'll Labor Day episode Monday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Make sure to be here. And that's it for the episode. Arrivederci.